Get ready for live stream curling, only at curlingzone.com.
Well, welcome to the Ontario Junior Curling Championship. Ontario Junior Curling Championship for 2016. I'm Hugh Murphy here with Curling Zone, and I have a couple of guests with me. My guest commentators this evening include Cody Moss and Janet Murphy. How are you two guys? You over there?
We are.
Wonderful. Fantastic. We've got an interesting game to broadcast this evening. I guess we've got Team Key against Team Calwell. Two of the teams that could be, certainly are real contenders in this event. Experienced teams. I'm looking forward to a good game. You guys?
I would agree. Both the teams have started off with 2 wins. And I would definitely agree that they're both pre-tournament favorites. So I guess we'll see what they bring today for their third game. And it looks as though being top teams, they're going to go at each other right away. The Key team has hammer and has opted to throw the corner guard. So game on.
Game on indeed. It's by game 3 now. We've got both teams a little more comfortable with the ice and comfortable with what things are going to do in the first end, so hopefully we'll see some rocks in play in action right from square one.
I was noting yesterday, Cody, the women's draw, which started off the event, everyone was very tentative. There was, rock in, hit, back and forth, lots of blank ends. But right from the get-go, these top men's teams have been sort of going at each other and beating their chests a little bit. So I would expect nothing less.
That would be a testament to probably some good ice making too.
Yeah.
I mean, if things aren't exactly what if rocks aren't doing exactly what they want to see them do.
Did you hear that, Scott? You're getting kudos already. First end, and you're getting kudos.
Solid! Hard, come on. Hard to go.
So both these teams, this has been a topic of discussion in all of our broadcasts, as it is in most broadcasts around the country these days. Both of these teams are employing the one sweeper, keep it straight, make it curl philosophy. I see hair brooms for both, so we'll see lots of attempts at holding and manipulating the line. Now, Cody, you skip a team, so you haven't done a whole lot of this.
No, I tell them what to do.
Exactly.
I don't do any of this, so maybe I'll learn something today too, watching a little bit more of it. But no, it's been a really interesting year, a learning opportunity for every team, from the top teams in the world to the not so top teams like ours, and these juniors especially. It's awesome to see how quickly they've adapted to this new technique.
It's true, and for my team, and
for sure.
We're on board, and I don't know. I don't mind not sweeping half the rocks.
Exactly. 3 10-end games in a day doesn't seem so bad anymore.
Yeah.
It's not because Cody skips a team that I asked him to join us this evening. One of the reasons I asked him to join us is he's won this darn thing. You won this tournament a few years ago, did you not?
Yeah. Flashbacks to the glory days when I could win a few games in a row. Yeah.
Those glory days ahead as well. Those glory days ahead.
How many times, Cody?
3.
That's what I thought.
3, yeah. 02, 05, and 06.
There you go.
Check the history books. It's getting a long time ago.
Yeah.
So you should have some insight into how these kids are thinking as they're out there on the ice.
Yeah. No,
I shouldn't call them kids. My God. I wouldn't want to try and take any of them down.
And it's changed a lot, even in just a decade. It's amazing that in the 2006 juniors we were using the brownie heads still.
Yeah.
And that's not that long ago. We're still under a decade, or I guess we are a decade this year.
Yeah.
From that, so it's amazing. Now this one sweeper technique we wouldn't have dreamed about back then, and the brush head technology is awesome.
Yeah. The brownie mop.
Yeah.
Could not change those brush heads very easily. So good.
We complained that they were hard to use, but I never had to use the corn brooms. So.
Oh well, you missed it yesterday. I was saying I've played for so long that I actually used a corn broom when back in my early junior days.
So we're getting late in this end now. We're on second rocks. The Key team still trying to go for their deuce. They got a corner guard still in position.
Hard, real hard.
Still trying to get something in behind there, but they're going to be lucky to stick around on this one.
So the Calwell team, has a couple of options. If that one hung around, no, it didn't. They can walk up and peel the corner, which looks like it's going to, or they could opt to put another one in the rings and continue to try and play the force. But
no really good opportunity to steal here.
No.
So a guard would be pretty aggressive for the first end, and you could always split the rings, go behind the corner. Maybe top 12 would be your little more aggressive option if you wanted to force. But again, in the first end, and if you ever slid deep and gave the opposition a chance to freeze,
for sure,
things can turn around pretty quick.
But by peeling that guard, what the Calwell teams is done is said to the key team, you can go ahead and blank the end. Which a lot of the teams I've talked a couple times in previous broadcasts about how teams are really working scoreboard management these days. So I don't know if letting your opposition off the hook with a blank in the first end is necessarily the best choice.
It's a little up.
Allows them to work their deuce in the second end. So see how it works out for these guys today.
Yeah, that even ends thing will come into play early. Probably if this was
got away with it.
If this was the fifth end, for example, we might see a little more scoreboard management and going a little harder for the force. But
and these games, unlike most of the tour games, or all of the tour games, are the 10-end games. So I think teams kind of think they have a couple extra ends to just
for sure
run it up and down and then start to get serious. So. So interesting, game 3, after me seeing the boys went at each other yesterday across the board, it looks like there's going to be blanks all around. There's no significant rocks in play on any of the sheets.
You jinxed us.
So in sheet A we have Molnar playing Singer. Both those teams are looking for their first win, so somebody will move into the win column this evening. We've got Cuddy playing Harris. Cuddy's was our feature game yesterday, and unfortunately he's dropped his first 2 playing against James Harris's team at 1-1. And Kieran Scott at 1-1 playing against the Missisauga rink, who are currently sitting at 2-0. So we're going to call tomorrow moving day. We're just calling today positioning day. We'll see where everybody shakes out.
I like it. Still early in the week, but this is a big game. This is another game that these teams will be feeling each other out pretty good. I'm sure they've played each other lots this year, but on these ice conditions and these rocks, and they'll be probably expecting to maybe face each other again in the playoffs. So.
Yes, I would think so.
Geez, guys, I had John Bass and Roscaro in last evening. The conversation is altogether different.
Well, it's early. It's just 5 o'clock somewhere here.
I just left work an hour ago.
I think technically I'm still at work.
Still just thinking this right now.
You mean we're getting paid for this?
Yeah.
Some of us aren't.
Kurt.
So Cody, we'll talk about something different because really to talk about here. We were talking, you and I, before the broadcast. We're both going into challenge rounds in the upcoming weeks in an attempt to play with our teams at provincials. Yours is in Penetang?
Penetang.
How many teams? Do we know yet?
We don't know yet. No, the draw will come out next week, so it should be a good field. They're most teams that got through Tankard were kind of expected to get through. John Epping's got the bye to go back, and Glenn got through.
How did he get the bye to go back? How did he get the bye to go back?
He had 3 or 4 players from last year. So Keane won the Tankard last year and went to the Briar, but his team disbanded, and therefore it went to the second place finisher to get the bye back as the defending champion. So there he is. He's got 3 or 4. He only made 1 change this year. So he's got the buyback. Keen's got to go through the challenge round. He'll be there with us to try and defend his championship, but he's got a whole new team, so that's why he didn't make it back yet. We might have something to say about that, though.
How many teams come out of the challenge round for the men?
2 out, yeah. So 8 are determined. Regions, the defending champion, the runner-up, I guess, in this case, was John Epping, and then 2 will come from challenge round to round out the 11-team field, which is a full round robin, and we'll go at each other in Brantford in a few weeks. It should be fun.
Yeah, Brantford will be a great facility. They've been hosts many years to some excellent cash bills, so
Yeah.
I would think that they'll put
Yeah,
on
they
a
had the
great-
Grand Slam there 3-4 years ago in
Yeah.
the same facility, so they'll know what the arena floor is. They should be able to put the ice in with no problems, no excuses anyway. I'm sure we'll find a few if we make it there, but
So blank as we expected in the first end, and the Calwell team is indicating they'd like their first rock as a tight guard. They are looking to obviously force the key rink into taking a point somehow this end, or somehow generate a steal for themselves. It's an interesting. I've been watching, and it's interesting how teams approach this, because given the even end situation that we discussed, you've got to feel pretty sure that Key's going to walk up and put a corner guard. So I wonder why you just don't throw this into the good spot in the top of the button, top of the forefoot, and then guard it.
right. What's the easier shot, going top 4 and then guarding it, or throwing a guard and then coming around?
That's what your team
So
has to decide.
That's what you got to decide. When
So-
the ice is curling as much as this is, I mean, we're looking at 5 feet of swing here,
Oh.
maybe.
And they're confused. They threw the wrong color.
Look at
And
that.
we didn't even notice. So when that happens, no penalty ensues. We just, the two gentlemen mark the spot with the rocks as Doug's doing his feet and switch it up. The clock's stopped. No team is penalized. They're checking that their clock has stopped.
Their clock?
Well, let's cause some controversy. Shouldn't the team that throws the wrong color have their time clock
Oh,
wrong?
yes. Let's add that rule in.
There you go.
I
There's
think
a
we've
rule
got
for it.
enough to contend with this year.
Yeah.
With all the broom changes. We don't need to
Ooh.
confuse things even more.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so back to our discussion. Yeah, so the key team, or the Calwell team, obviously, since they called the guard, thought the easier shot was to throw the guard and then come around it.
Right.
What they really did was just end up in no man's land, in my
Yeah.
opinion. That top 12 rock is A, not going to be something that's guardable, and B,
Okay.
although it is something you can come around on this ice,
That's where are we?
probably not what he's going to play for his next shot.
Yeah, the same situation played out last end. I think they were in the same area, top 8, top 12, and they tried to come around it on their second one. So we'll see if they do the same thing again here, throw a guard on it, and really force the issue. But it's not in a great spot, so he's
Yep.
going to come right in the rings. Play a little more defensively, just because that the first stone isn't in
Yeah.
the ideal position.
And all those curlers who like swing out here will appreciate that. I was practicing on this sheet Tuesday, the day before the event, and made this very come around to the top button buried.
Maybe you should run out there and give him a little info.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
The ice makers just sent a note in asking what Cody's drinking.
Hurry hard, of course.
Very hard, of course.
Gotta go. That's good. Where is it?
That's funny.
Morgan.
So this rock, although the line looks quite good, and was a little bit light, so it just sort of rubbed up the side. I like this shot. Key's saying I'm not too worried about those two. They're very doubleable later on in the end. I'm just going to use that corner guard I threw up and get one in behind there.
That'll be an easy bail for him later in the end if he ever gets into any trouble. If you
Yep.
make this one good and really force the issue, make the Calwell team have to deal with it.
Yeah.
4, 6,
Those rocks
5,
won't be an issue.
6. There right now. Not bad. Okay.
I'd say I'm
Onto
impressed
the
with
line.
so many of the young
Jason.
curlers is how well they communicate
Roll,
using
roll,
number systems,
roll.
using all sorts of
5,
systems.
6,
They do.
6.
Number systems and with these new broom
No lines.
sweeping techniques,
Matt.
it's
Go,
it's
Matt.
even
Go,
more
Matt.
important
Hard,
now.
Matt.
I mean, because now you're not even
Hard.
talking hurry hard for weight.
Hard.
Hard for line, you're talking left sweeper, right sweeper.
Yeah.
Keep it straight or make it curl. There's a lot more
Yeah.
talking that needs to happen now.
You really have to
It's very
hope
complex.
you remember your teammates' names.
Yeah.
As a third, I've called the wrong name a few times.
I've got 3 brothers, so I grew up in a house that was Fred, George, Bob, Cody, Harry, Frank. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I'm probably sweeping all the time because I don't know if they're talking to me or not.
What we've discovered on our team that's a bit funny is that our front end, Melissa Foster and Stephanie Matheson, which we call Steph, we started yelling, Steph, which sounds a lot like yes, yes. So we were like, we need another name for her.
Yeah. We were watching the Mike Harris team play on the weekend. They went through the A side of our regional, and using the same technique, they've got 2 Mikes and 2 Scots.
Oh,
So
not a hope.
So fortunately, they were split up back end and front end. The front
Okay.
ends are Scots though, so when they were 2 sweeping the back end rocks, it was
all the stones sliding through, sliding straight.
Spot seems pretty close, eh? Sure.
So we've used our first 5 rocks to the end, all in play. Try and get something going. I'd say right now it's kind of neutral for both teams. Key's got a rock to draw behind and nestle up to a yellow one. Good shot here by Matt Hall, and we might see something with a bit of weight.
It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. If Calwell gets in big trouble late in the end, you may see a chance for him to just tap up one of those center ones and bail and potentially give up.
How do you really feel, boys?
Yeah.
Oh, real nice. Really good.
No issues with communication.
They've made a lovely roll. They've got 2 rocks buried behind the corner. Although they're not shot, they're not too concerned because that yellow one's in the back 8 foot and easily
Great sweep.
dealt with later in the end.
Big shot here. He needs to lock this one on. Any chap at all could give Key an opportunity to sit a bundle.
Here's a question for you guys. Do your sweepers sweep harder when you yell louder?
Most teams seem to subscribe to that theory based on what we're hearing out there.
Yeah. I like the quiet. I like the quiet
I do too.
communication myself. It's like I think. So he moved that a bit and chapped off, although he's still partly guarded. I think the way that these rocks curl, they can probably get to the inside of it, but they're not going to get it through
Right now?
those other rocks at the back of the 8 foot. So they're starting to think about how are we going to change these angles for us.
Yeah, I guess those 2 red rocks are buried, but unfortunately they're a little too deep, and now they're not in a great spot for them.
Yeah.
I don't mind that, but I think we have to play this. Sure.
Talking about running the corner, which is probably the only way you're going to bring those other 2 reds into play. Make it great. You're really happy. If you don't, then that opportunity for Calwell to tap those center rocks up comes into play. That could be big trouble.
Normal.
This is a big shot too.
And we've got Wiley Matt Hall throwing it, the youngest member of this team, Bantam champion, Canada Games silver medalist from last year at the skip position, joining this team this year, and I've known him. Well, pretty good. I've known him since the first year at Trillium that I taught at Trillium. He was in my little red group.
Nice.
Yep, he was my son Hale Murphy's roommate, and they've both gone on to be.
So he's you to thank.
That's what he told me yesterday.
Yeah.
I was commentating the game. He's like, "Well, you better say nice things because obviously I learned it all from you."
Bad habits and good.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'll be here solid if anything.
You like that control?
Control, yeah.
You can see just not quite all of this one
Yeah, I don't think
around the
he's-
guard.
yeah.
Keeping the weight a little bit quieter to try and keep the shooter around.
We've lost our.
What have we lost?
Oh, we can get.
Oh, you can get the overhead. Yeah. Sorry, this director's not doing his job.
One job.
Yeah, he had.
Thanks, Coach. Jeez, Cody. So sour.
Ooh, a little rub on the guard is not what they would have liked there. Just, I think Cody, you're on. You're doing some broadcasting as well later in the week.
I think so. Yeah.
I think. Are you on for Sunday too?
I thought this was the audition though.
The audition.
Oh,
My audition.
Oh, your audition.
My
yeah.
audition.
Audition. Yeah, this is your audition.
Yeah. So this better go well.
So we're live streaming a draw each round, and in addition, the Rogers Cable 10 local affiliate is picking up the final on Sunday at 5 p.m. We don't know if it'll be the men's or women's final yet. It'll all play out on Sunday based on tiebreakers and playoffs and the like. But
I understand it's being broadcast across the country too.
Is it across the country? Certainly, I think they were working on Ontario. I'm not sure if we can get.
Well, we saw BC last week, so they said they wanted to see us.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, BC was done through Sportsnet. This is done through the local
There's some
cable.
good games, games from BC last weekend. I'm excited to see those teams in nationals. They're close by too.
Oh,
Right,
the Nationals,
Stratford.
yeah, just down the road in Stratford.
Just down the road. I mean, earlier in the week to be talking about who's going there to
Yeah.
represent Ontario, but it'd be exciting for whoever does come out of the week to be the home team
For sure.
and have the fans on your side no matter where you're from in the province.
Yeah. Well, I know where on the women's side my allegiance lies. We've got Team Murphy, the hometown Mississauga team here playing, and we're hoping that that works out for them and they move on to Stratford, one of the hometowns of Hillary Noon.
There you
The
go.
lead from the team, so maybe some good karma for them.
Morgan. Matt.
Nice double and roll there.
Really well managed. So we saw them switch back and forth between the hair broom and the synthetic there, just to try and manage the rock. The hair broom from the outside sweeper to make it curl, and synthetic to keep it straight. So just they obviously were going back and forth.
No, it's interesting. I know it's most of these junior teams kind of employ that technique regardless of the weight. We seem to have found that on those higher weight hits, sort of once you get in up past that kind of control board weight, it's more hope.
Don't give away all the secrets.
Okay.
Glenn might be listening at home.
Oh yeah, he hasn't
And
figured
learning
that out yet.
something.
Exactly.
From you. Yeah, we're of the same opinion. Basically, unless the rock started to curl, the breaking point. So we've just seen it right here, the breaking point when the rocks start to curl off the center line. That's about from that point on is when the hairbrush is being the most effective to make it curl. We agree. I think most teams are of that opinion.
Yeah. A nice little soft weight, not quite a double, but move some rocks around and sitting 2, but giving
Just a hair inside, no.
Caldwell team a double right back to lay 4.
Yeah, good enough to sit 2, but the double and roll is there. Sitting 4 with one top button buried is not what they wanted to look at. Opportunity, big opportunity here.
Yeah. Just going for the roll.
Oh, they almost put the red rock
throw
in.
yellow. We'll throw yellow this end.
Fool me once.
Just because they want to be red doesn't mean you can throw it.
So how many people, what percentage of the people here do you think are changing this? The other one was the Calwells. Okay. I appreciate it.
Close. Yep.
And we also have to be really careful what we say. I think practically every team that has been covered so far is, nice, lovely shot, has let us know that they've gone back and watched the streams. We'll have to watch what
We should have asked for bribes before they
Yeah.
if we were gonna
Control and roll there.
Okay,
have
so
known.
let's see what Doug Key is going to manufacture out of this, because
Okay.
he's got to figure out how A, to get a score, and 2, to still work a skip's deuce if he can.
Close.
So he's talking about throwing just a hack waiter and catching this shot rock fairly thin and rolling over and trying to lock it on the one in the back 12-foot.
Right in front of the yellow
The goal for the end now is changed to just being able to score one. The deuce is really unlikely unless you get a big miss out of the other skip.
Yeah.
And other key point here is just to stick the shooter somewhere for shot rock so that Calwell has to chase it.
Exactly.
He rolls out,
Foot
Calwell's
or
coming
two
around
slower
that
right now.
center line, top 12 rock. So
I would agree with that completely. Oh, there's a nice shot on the next sheet. Another example of a rock buried on around it.
yeah, top 8 to T line is
Yeah.
not a big deal here.
Forward.
Awesome. We'll put that out a bit at the end. See if we can.
Whoa, Kurt.
So they're calling early. It hasn't
Close,
hit.
Matt.
Oh, there we go. Oh, they went Kurt Matt. It's curling.
It's going.
Yeah, moving towards. We've watched this obviously for 5 games now, and
We got lucky.
not lucky enough. I don't. Well, enough to sit second shot and force Calwell to have to deal with it. Meantime, opened up the shot rock. It should allow him.
That's a pretty stress-free guard. I'd be throwing a guard here. I mean, you can't. If you double off those top 2 yellows, chances are the top button yellow's coming into that red that he's about to hit right now.
Exactly.
It's almost impossible to avoid that.
Yeah.
I don't think this red rock's
An issue.
relevant at all. This is a huge opportunity to steal.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was just saying on that shot, we've watched the sheet a number of times, and this right hand side of the sheet definitely curls. In the earlier game, the girls' game earlier, both teams going away over curled on a couple of out turn hits. It took them a bit to figure out that it was really swinging in that spot. So
They're saying at the other end, some of them like the guard, but they've opted instead.
I think they're asking who was second shot. Maybe because Red is second, they're a little nervous of it. But the only way that rock comes into play is if you leave the intern side of that yellow open again. Still a tough shot for Key though to get a single. He's still got to play that same hack raider he just tried, which
That's precarious.
Hurt him a bit in the first one. So.
Yeah, in his first game yesterday on the sheet, Doug Key actually had quite a simple draw against 5 and slid it through the rings, although they managed to rally and come back and win the game.
No way.
Yeah.
A steal of 5.
At the halfway. So it was a big scoring game yesterday between he and Russell Cuddy. So
it speaks to the strength of the team too, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, park a 5-point steal and stay out there and keep making shots.
So Doug Key with the intern tap back for a point against a bunch.
Mittful, as they say. They've got the keep it straight guy going hard early. And
That's pretty scary.
Looks good.
No, he looks pretty good. Now
good.
they got the make a curl guy.
Threw that one a little more positive.
Good shot.
And a very nice soft weight hit for his 1 point. So I would say both teams are feeling happy right now. The Calwell team got that force, and the Key team did not give up a steal of 5.
Sigh of relief for sure. I'd offer them my drink, but I don't think that's allowed.
No. So I had to quit coaching.
Me too.
I used to wonder at these junior events if our parents always had more fun at them than we did.
I
Go
think
away
they
to
might
a
have.
provincial or a national. They were more excited about it than we were every year. Had to smell their coffees for the morning games, making sure they were behaving themselves if they showed up to the morning game.
Stay close, Jason. It's all you.
3. To your broom.
So the Key team would like to obviously
We're here.
just reverse the outcome this end and force the Calwell team into a 1 point. So they've asked their lead, Curtis Easter, to throw a tight guard. Let's see on the overhead. I think it looks like it's slid in. Nope.
I don't think so. I already hit it.
We got a lefty out here. Matt
3.
Pretty is a left-handed player, so he's
Great.
showing his out turn.
Line's good, Kurt. Line's nice for Kurt.
Well, your prediction was right across the first 2 sheets. I don't know how a deuce developed next door, though. So you got 2
Yeah,
blank
you're right.
ends to start, A and B. Cuddy and Harris blank the first 2. Molnar and Singer blank the first 2. Michaud somehow got a deuce out of that first end and then stole 2 in the last end again. So he's off to a good start with a 4-point lead.
Yeah,
But
and
anything is possible, you said. Steal of 5 earlier this week. Didn't mean anything.
No. So the Michaud team's the other undefeated team in the field besides the 2 we're watching right now.
pretty close.
So they'd be happy, I guess, to move to that 3-0 record after last year's runner-up to this Calwell team at the championship in golf.
Most teams with the goal of making playoffs will have at least a 5 or 2 record in their sight.
Yeah.
4 and 3 has been eliminated without tiebreakers in years gone by. 5 and 2 is safe. So that's
The playoff scenario for this event is a not the page playoff system. So it's the straight first place team advances to the final on Sunday, and the second and third place team play in the semifinal. However, teams can't be eliminated on their shootout. So if a team is tied for that third place position, that's when the tiebreakers would come into play.
much to the chagrin of the OCA.
Well, they always threaten at every event. They threaten us, you know, if there's X number of tiebreakers, we have to go to Monday. And I'm like, well, that'll be a problem. But we're not going to
Business
focus.
ladies won't be happy about that.
We're not going to focus on that. 'Cause, we've all seen many a year where everything looks like, you know, and the Friar and the Scotties and
What a good
provincial play,
shot.
that
Very good.
things are going to be tiebreaker city, and they always seem to work out.
Yeah, it's true.
Look at the movement in the ice to be able to come around that one.
I think people, there's some jealous people out there probably watching this.
some of the top teams be begging for this at a slam in an arena, let alone in a curling club. This is awesome to see. Haven't heard any complaints about any rocks yet either.
No, well, we have new rocks this year.
They better be good, otherwise we'll be calling.
Yeah.
You know who.
Yeah, we know who. I was telling my broadcast partner on the earlier game today that the club here, the curling component of the club, was founded in 1959. That's when the ice rink was built, and the golf club was started in 1906. And we felt that the rocks that we'd had since 1959 deserved retirement.
They were a little late.
Yeah.
So 38 pounds by the time we put them away.
So we put them to, we retired that wonderful set of rocks and purchased an even better set.
Good.
That
We'll last another 50 years.
It's a great building. Hopefully that investment keeps it going for another while.
yeah, we have a great curling section here at the club. Really active for the country club. Oh, nice double here.
Roll!
Great shot.
And a roll behind the guard.
Two buried. And a bit of a fist pump there. Well deserved.
Yeah, we got some cowbells out in the ring too.
Sure.
I think Calwell's brought their fan base out. So, this is going to be a key shot here for our second Matt Halligan.
Yeah.
He would love a straight run back on this. He's using his red rock. Remove, sit right in front, and
stick this in the forefoot. Change the end. Get it around again.
Close. Real close.
Real close.
Jason! Yes! Hard! Hard!
I think they lost it.
Just lost the sweep a bit.
Jeez! Good throw,
Not
Matt.
a terrible result.
No, they ended up
left
with
the center guard
exactly.
there for them. And
No, they're not. Yeah, I just hit it.
you can hear the frustration.
That's
These guys are practicing that shot enough now.
Yeah.
They're expecting to make it every time. So. These guys' shirts are tight.
Gotta go. Right up.
I just noticed that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be able to pull that off.
Oh, they're saying hard for a piece. Certainly not. So I would think that the Calwell second there.
Thanks for changing the subject.
Yeah, no problem. Probably was just a little soft on his release there. Maybe that was curling right away. And this is definitely the type of ice where you don't be narrow. You're going to get some results if you make sure you're on the wide side of the broom, but
If you touch the guard
get it
and roll
going.
in,
Yeah, that's unfortunate in those shots. It's frustrating as a player to know you've got so many rings to roll to, which is still
yeah,
a
if you
good
just
option.
touch the
And
guard, you roll in.
stick
so-
around somewhere to keep the pressure on
Yeah,
to miss all together.
yeah, I'll stay close.
Tolerance here for Jason will be to get the guard if anything. He's not going to want to miss this wide, but he's sounds like it's close.
Yeah, it'll be close. Closer to curl. Matt, yeah, they're calling the keep it straight guy. Try that guard.
Well managed rock again.
Yeah.
Good. It's a few of those guys. A few of those we've seen from these guys.
Yeah.
Well managed rocks.
That's impressive.
Yeah, very
And a nicely buried rock is removed from the rings with a hack weight.
Decent run back and a miss and a good come around top and just sends turns it around again. Just like that.
Just like that.
Close. Yep. Close. Whoa.
So you can tell from I can tell from the way Kurt threw that rock, he made sure he was positive out to the broom, not to get caught in that same overcurl that happened to Morgan. So it's always interesting when you go to a new facility and work in your releases to make the most kind of shots. The top curlers, have a couple of different ones in their arsenal that they employ. when the ice conditions require it.
Sure.
Solid!
Yeah, there's a danger in playing in the same club once a week, and that's about it, right?
Yeah.
Not getting out and bond spieling, even if it's just a fun spiel in another club, to have to make the adjustments. These guys will have played probably 7 or 8 events in 7 or 8 different clubs up to this weekend and know how to vary their release according to the ice conditions.
Real nice.
The hair out. Roll there and get the back one. Control.
Yep.
Teams look content just to trade this hit for now until somebody either makes a roll or rolls out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the Calwell team could sort of say, okay, we don't have anything great going for us, so let's use those guards that are up there.
They threw that corner guard for a reason. They could have got shot rock around that corner guard or around the center guard, but
they opted instead to play that soft weight double.
shut
And
me up in a hurry.
Yep, they're making us. So on some selfless or shameless self-promotion for the club here, anybody who's watching and wants to come curl on this ice, we have some bond spiels coming up. We have a really great mixed spiel that runs the first weekend in March, the Friday and Saturday.
Even if we just roll
First weekend in March, called the Mr. Mississaugua. It's a
Best mixed bond spiel in Southern Ontario.
lots of fun. There's a live band on Saturday night.
Really?
Lots of great food.
Wow.
Excellent bar service and an opportunity to curl on this fabulous surface.
Oh, curling,
So,
yeah. We do some
that
of that
curling
too.
part, yeah.
Okay.
Information's on our website, www.mississaugagolf.com.
Shameless. Have you seen Shameless?
I have seen Shameless. It's an excellent show.
Excellent.
We also, what else do we have coming up that people can come? Oh, we have our men's one-day spiel, which is the first Wednesday in April, called Custer's Last Stand. It's sort of the wrap-up of our curling season. So that also has excellent bar service and good food and some curling
Those curling clubs are good to have.
Yeah.
Stay firm. We're a little out there.
Yeah.
I didn't see the call. I don't think they're trying to make the roll, though.
No, I
They're
think
just
at
trying to
this
stick in
point,
the rings and go for the deuce in the next end.
yeah, take that hammer to the even end and try and work their deuce then.
Really important to stay in the rings, though, so that he can't come around that center guard. It's close. They're trying to make it curl.
Right up. Yep.
Just no, I don't think it's on.
How good are your rings?
Our rings are very good. They are jet ice. They are jet ice decal rings, so they should be perfect. But clearly our overhead cameras aren't that accurate because from here it looks like it's not in.
It's coming at a bit of an angle. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly.
Isn't that some interesting innovation that Jet Ice has brought to the curling world with the ability to produce rings that have just about any decal in that
That's a hair.
Yes, we got our rings. We've got our sponsors' logos. These are the sponsors that stepped up to sponsor this event.
organizations like Longos.
Longos, Remax, Mike Hope Realty, Deeth & Co., and White Oak Ford Lincoln were our primary sponsors. And we have some secondary sponsors as well that stepped up to ensure that this event could be first class for the athletes. And so far doesn't get it in. So far the reports have been good from all the colors. They're enjoying the hospitality the club's been able to provide as well.
That's good to hear. For a lot of these teams, the camaraderie of a junior provincial or Bantam provincial mixed or men's or women's is a pretty unique experience, something they haven't experienced before. And I know it was something we looked forward to every year, so that's good to hear. Not that curling's a backseat to the social part of it by any means, but
I think it's 5 blue.
teams will be coming into this week with all sorts of goals. If it's their first provincial, they're probably here to learn a lot from the experience and give it another go down the road, probably.
Yep.
And these two teams for sure will be here to win.
the split the red sit too?
Yeah, everybody, you like to think that everyone comes, in their heart of hearts, perhaps they come to win, but cooler heads sometimes prevail, and they should go in with some achievable goals. And, the Molnar team that we covered this morning, the youngest of the boys teams out here, it's the first provincial as a team for them, and, for sure they should just be looking to figure out how to do better at the next one. I remember my first coaching experience at the bantam level with my daughter's team. Back when she was, I think, 11 or 12. And,
4, 5.
that was back in the day where you pulled the cards to see who you were going to play against. And, they drew in their very first game.
It's coming down, but we're
a
in.
16-year-old bantam team, definitely one of the favorites, and a team that I think went on and won the provincial championship in the first game. And I said, well, I think our goal for this game is to score in 2 ends.
Perfect. They better win.
And Bonnie McEachran, who's our head official here, will still tell the story about how we went out with an end plan and a game plan, and the first end, second's first rock, I call a timeout. She said, Janet, I don't even have my tea yet. No one calls a timeout. I said, they clearly forgot everything I told them. Anyway, the good news was that although they didn't win the game, they did score in 3 ends.
That's all right. Just guard it nice here.
And she's gone on to win some provincial championships and is contending for this one too. So
Awesome.
you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about learning.
Go over curl this
Goal
a
doesn't
hair.
have to be even scoreboard related. I mean, if you're coming here to learn how to manage a team in a 5 or 6 day event, that's something that a lot of these guys won't have experienced before, and that's a whole different ball game. I mean, you can be friends on the ice and off the ice for 2 days for a weekend, but you come and spend 5 days together, nerves can be tested, and figuring how to resolve those differences and
and manage all those external factors like parents and siblings and the hotel and all of those things.
Spouses.
Spouses. Once you get bigger.
Did you hear what he said about my butt?
So we got another end with some rocks in play to start. Curtis opted to throw. They opted to throw Curtis' first one in, although it didn't go as well as they would have liked. It's still in that sort of no man's land. Corner guard and an attempt at a guard that overcurled a bit. So Calwell team's going to try corner freeze and.
the leads have been on the right side of the tolerance for sure. Short's always better than a little bit heavy unless the scoreboard dictates otherwise. But haven't seen a whole lot of heavy rocks just yet. It's a good thing. That's a compliment.
So it looks like somebody took a bathroom break because we've really only got one sweeper.
Yeah, Kurt Armstrong's just coming back onto the ice at this point.
There's only one option at this point. So kind of what you saw there was Morgan was left with the hair broom as the only sweeper. And for all that the hair broom is seems to be affecting curl quite a bit, it does very well for weight. And that has been scientifically proven back in 2009 in a sweep study that was done before the 2010 Olympics that the hair broom does not really carry a rock.
Okay, where?
So they got kind of
the
one guy with the long broom.
now.
See, when they're sweeping for weight, the hair brush is almost always on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I think that's just to
real
make
nice.
the other guy feel good.
Jason! Mine's real nice. Get in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get in here.
So this is to curl.
Hard!
He's trying to get a curl. Get a piece.
All right, keep going. Keep going.
And get
Love
it
to get
past
that
the other
past
one.
the other one, not to leave a pocket there. It's pretty good. Tough to stick that yellow in the pocket.
When the yellow comes back, it'll kind of go
It'll
up and
spin up,
over.
exactly.
Just as Mac has kind
He's
of
done this
shown.
before.
Okay, here high then. Yeah, Matt. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
On off the whole way down.
Almost as Mac illustrated it.
Yep. That was really tough to get them both.
Yeah.
They did a good job to make it as good as they did, but red stays in play. They might have been better off just to let that curl up and
Stick in the rings.
get the one out and stick the other yellow in the rings somewhere out front. But
So advantage back to Key. He now gets to try and throw a rock around those guards out front and put it somewhere in the top of the forefoot.
Yeah, Kurt.
The rock
Really
is hard for line.
All right, Kurt.
The rock, however,
Kurt.
coming around is
Still
the
gotta go.
Calwell ring,
All right.
so they're going to be running that one back.
Yep,
But
keep
that's
going,
not gonna
Kurt. Keep
occur.
going, keep going.
They're trying to not bump it into the rings, which they did not do.
Did I start that, Doug?
Oh, you could.
I don't mind that. It's pretty nice.
Split.
Get there with T-line.
What's he gonna do if we freeze to the back one?
Yeah, you Kurt Rock.
Freeze right back.
Good point. I think they're a little tentative about coming around that red corner guard now, just because it's the opposition's rock and respect for the run back from the key team. But you're right, if they come right to the back one.
So he first to throw his out turn.
Yeah.
Doesn't have
I
to
like this
navigate the
call.
port as well.
I like this call. Keep it in front of the tee line. Put the pressure back on Key's team.
Line's good. Kurt. Room. Kurt. Yeah, Kurt. Whoa. Yeah, Kurt.
Yelling room and then they're yelling Kurt. So
Both teams a little bit fooled by the late finish still.
Yeah.
We've seen a few over curls from both teams. That might have been fresh pebble out there. I don't think we've seen anything out that wide on the out turn side. So
I think this
hit the
is
fresh
easier.
pebble that hasn't been used a lot. It tends to grab the curl a little earlier.
Back four.
So it's interesting. Doug seems to think that the tap is easier than that draw.
Are you
So,
looking nose or put it behind?
They're asking for a back four weight. Get pretty much. Ideally, I think 7/8 high and send it a
Straight's
little
fine.
back.
But if you
behind the
angle,
yellow.
you gotta put it
Staggered
here.
guards.
Yeah,
No,
behind
I
the
love
staggered
that.
guards. That's not gonna, keep your shooter pretty close to there, and won't be a lot for Calwell to negotiate through. He'll probably have to start hitting some rocks out front.
Back eight. How much? Back eight. Back
eight.
12.
That's more weight
it.
than they asked for. Therefore, the broom probably is not in the right spot.
This is not close to the tap.
Kurt,
Might get
Kurt!
something out of it still.
Kurt.
Oh, now they're talking about playing the little chisel. Sneaky.
That's
Okay.
fine.
So that's the difference between throwing the T-line weight that Doug asked for and the back 12 weight that the sweepers indicated.
Yeah,
Runs on a totally different trajectory.
For sure. When the ice curls this much, all the finish at the end, you step up the weight at all.
Yeah.
Nose is okay.
Run for a
I
while.
like that.
Yep.
Vice's first rock. Calwell's team trying to manufacture something here. If they can get in behind those staggered guards, it's going to be difficult to remove depending on the angle they leave. So
You may even get lucky and catch that back one on the way by.
yeah,
If,
yep. Lots of chance here. They've got about 4 feet of good places to roll to.
Yeah.
Behind those staggered guards, they can go all the way behind that
big
yellow
yellow.
corner guard as well. So good chance here.
Yeah, this is one that you want to play aggressive and you want to give it a chance to make that roll. They're throwing big weight at it though. Wow.
Whoa.
Prioritize the double over the.
Whoa.
He sees the double in his sights and unfortunately just stuffs it.
Good news is the shooter stayed there.
Watch, there's a hair right by your foot. I got it.
Here's an interesting thing I hear the players saying. There's a hair right in your foot.
You like doing this?
With this introduction of the hair brooms that most people have had to go dig out
Yes.
in the closet.
Wow.
There's a heck of
Just
a lot more
there.
hair.
It's
and
true. Yeah, it's
picks are
true.
coming. We
No,
used
that's
to
the hole.
deal with sort of flat spot picks.
Anywhere
Now you're
high
starting to
side,
see
he's doing
those
that.
big sharp hair picks again and rocks
Yeah, good
careening
point.
sideways.
Good point.
So don't pick the hair broom out of your mom's basement.
We've had a hairbrush
How much?
manufacturer give up right at the wrong time too.
quarters.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So there's
Yeah.
they're not exactly the
Per
easiest
deal.
brooms to come by.
Yeah, I had some of the teams arrive.
Solid.
I have a
Oh,
little
no,
cup
just
here and they're
normal,
like,
just
"Do you have hair
normal."
brooms?"
Whoa.
No, sorry.
Real close. Yep. Yes. Normal. Hard. Come on.
Looks pretty good.
I think I had one, but it's probably
Sit.
still.
Great
Lovely
shot there.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Very good result.
So
that.
Team Calwell's pretty much
I don't mind either or.
just got 3 rocks left, and it's time to play the come around now. We're talking either or, run it.
That's
Boy,
right
does
on
those
the
like
line.
to hit.
Yeah,
You're
juniors
wrong
tend
there,
default to hit.
you want to try
They have an opportunity to come around with the out turn to get exactly what they've just called here.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's true. Max got it figured out here. He can still generate some good offense.
Yeah. Look at the ice he's skipping. That's more ice than we've seen from any broom, either skip on this out turn side. So that he's learned from the crashes we saw earlier. This spot's going hard for them. See if he can get this buried into a good spot.
Well, we've been watching the sheet all week so far, and they're only
he
just
figured
figuring
that
this out.
Yeah, then.
It moves a long way.
Wide and heavy is never a good sign.
Whoa. Matt.
Yeah, so they were really looking for a top 8, top 4 weight, and they've thrown close to back line. So you're going to get a totally different result.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to keep his feet under him.
We're 30.
I think we have to.
Just sink?
We can't risk giving him the run for...
I don't mind here.
So Matt Hall, the second, as I alluded to earlier, skipped his way through a bantam career, a very successful bantam career. So he's weighing in with his friend and partner Kurt about all the options they like. And this is, for teams that might be watching and learning, this is what great teams do. They really aren't, you don't want your front end down there talking about what's for dinner.
I'd rather be a hair.
They're making all the plans so that if they're called upon, they have a point of view.
Yeah. Good point. Important for all team members of the team to know strategy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we teach strategy clinics and often see the front ends falling asleep in it because they don't think it applies to them. But rock placement is so important, especially when you get to this level where
I want a hair less than
a good plan B for the rocks to stop and always looking for that. And strategy is a big part of all 4 players' repertoire.
Top 4.
So the back end, like the come around, I think the front end was leaning more towards that hit. I think what the back end has decided is that even if they went back and hit that yellow rock, they're still leaving the Calwell team that same come around.
Right.
So they're going to try and get their rock in that good position first. And
Speed same still?
Yeah, the risk is that you're going to leave that yellow corner guard run back to sit
It's
you.
up to speed then?
Yeah, it's up to speed.
I don't know what percentage of teams of this level make that shot. Maybe 50 to 70% to stick that and sit 2. So they've opted to take that risk. Let them play that.
Oh, we're there.
If you get in here to sit 2, it makes that shot even that much harder.
So the sweepers are calling 7 out of his hand, which is T-line. So that's a little more than they want out of hand because they want to be able to bring the sweepers into play.
You can't hurt it. Go, man. You gotta go.
And I think it's actually closer to an 8.
We just talked about how much that out turn side was curling, and now we've seen 4 straight rocks down that path and not finish. Granted, they were all heavy, but not finish to the same spot they thought it might.
Yeah, if you take that and take 3 or 4 feet out of off the weight out of Doug's hands and bring the brushers into play, you can see that that rock would be buried behind that guard.
Yeah.
So chance here to freeze right on the nose and put the pressure on Mr. Key to follow him down with another freeze or tap on his last to avoid giving up a deuce here. We were talking earlier about scoreboard management. Calwell would love to score 2 here to score on the even ends and eventually have the hammer coming home.
Correct. Ooh. Sorry, looking at another sheet. So if you're in the Greater Toronto, Greater Hamilton area and you want to come out and watch curling here, some of these, the youth, the future of their sport, lots of on-ice seating, lots of lounge seating, and everyone's welcome.
Yes! Yes!
Oh,
No.
so his weight was perfect, but just overbroomed himself a bit and is letting make a play at it.
Yeah, it looked dead in the water at the hog line, like it was never going to get close, but good late finish like we've seen. Almost got to a good spot.
How much here? Ford. Okay.
So
good news is that's the shot he's going to have on his last one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Most likely.
Good practice shot. And if Doug makes this, it'll be against 3. So, that same kind of pressure applied that he had in the last end, shooting against multiples.
Board!
So they asked for board. He threw board. Let's see if they put the berm in the right spot.
Looks close. On and off.
Really close. Actually, they don't really want to roll that too much.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
It's a lovely shot. Oh, they like it too.
Yeah. So he's rolled partially under the guard, and really he's just left the Calwell team the button.
Oh, it was stellar.
That was really good.
It's like he knew how to do it.
Really good, guys.
I don't know personally, but I've watched him a bit here this weekend or this week and some other games for the year. But he seems like a cool customer. Doesn't say too much. Doesn't get up or down, and I think it's probably good given that his vice is got lots of energy. They kind of balance each other out.
Okay.
Good. One can pick up the other when they're down, and the other can cool the other one when they're.
It's working for them. This is definitely a team with lots of personality in the other three players, so it makes up for Doug's quiet demeanor. So the Brushers are thinking about it, and they're getting on a bit.
It looks good.
They like it. They don't love it.
It's cruising. It's close.
They're talking about Matt, make it curl high for the finish, and they're saying Morgan, and now they're just let those guys judge the weight. And he responds. That was a great team shot because those Brushers, they made that shot too.
Yeah, great team shot. Under pressure. Like to see that from the skipper.
And they're all taking their deep breath. I think that this team looks like a team. I think they've been working a bit with maybe some of the high performance coaches in Ontario, and after making it to the Nationals this year, looking to take their game to the next level. And
yeah, we saw them a bit this year on the men's spiel circuit. They often the theory is you play against better teams to get better yourselves, right? So we saw them a bit this year, and they did fairly well. They held their own for sure, and that's what it takes. You saw Rachel Holman before she's had the success that she's had in the last 3 or 4 years. They were playing the women's teams at what, 16?
Oh, 14. I think I played her at 14 at the Golf Country Club, and I was like, what the heck?
Trials in their juniors. So,
Yeah.
So they recognized it a little earlier than most teams do.
Yeah.
Right on the A. Right on that
I was like,
A.
aren't they cute?
Right on the little A.
Boom!
Nice. Freaking beautiful judge on that.
That was amazing.
Oh, they're excited. Okay, they
You got
gave
the
us
6 second delay on this,
They gave us the calm demeanor after the shot, but now they're getting pumped on the sideline. So, congratulate each other. Take a moment of glory and move forward, boys.
There. Thanks. Weight's good. Mine's real nice. We can go. Gotta go. Yep. Matt.
Again, a testament to the ice surface because there's not a lot of curling clubs you can make that shot in.
Easy. Yep.
Good.
Yeah, they never looked like there was a doubt out of his hand. The sweepers were confident. The thrower was confident. Line was good the whole way down, and that's because they knew exactly what the ice was going to do. It's awesome.
Yeah, just a bit more.
That's nice.
3 and 4.
Stay Morgan.
Pretty good there.
Stay Morgan.
Work.
There. Stay Morgan.
Good.
Hey, Kurt. Whoa. Kurt.
There.
Just wait. Line's good. You got half. 3 quarters.
So we got action over on sheet A.
Nose.
Posted a single. They're up 1-0 after the 4th.
It's a barn burner.
2-0 after a steal of 1 for Cuddy over Harris on sheet 2. And Michaud took a single in the 4th.
Yeah.
He's took his 4-point lead down to
A 3-point lead.
3-point lead now. So
Yeah, you looked at
working their way back.
Yeah, I looked over and he actually looked like he had a shot for 2, a soft weight, sort of chap in line for 2, and was not successful, so just got the single.
A foot or two more.
That 1-0 game on sheet A reminds me of a game we did at the Tankard last year. 2-1 final after 10 ends, and we took 2 in the 10th to win.
First deuce wins.
I've never played a game like that before in my life.
Yeah. Who were you playing?
Rob Rumfeld.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rummy. So it was just like
they went top. They scored an early single.
Right.
I think it was a steal actually. They stole one in the 3rd or 4th end, and they went top 4 for the rest of the game.
Okay.
We hit for the rest of the game.
Yep.
And they never really tried to force us until the 9th end. And they threw center guard. We drew to the open side. They tried to come around the center and left a bit open, so we hit and rolled to the same open side. Then they tried a double on the 2 open rocks and flashed it.
Oh.
So we've got an opportunity to draw for 3.
You didn't
But
go
we
double
said-
your own rocket. No.
No, even better. We just walked up and peeled the
Hit the
guards
guard.
because there was no good way to score 3.
Right.
Our rocks on the outside
Yep.
were so easily going to be doubled that we were going to get forced to 2.
Yep.
Which is exactly what we were trying to avoid all game.
Yes.
It was interesting. We got heckled from the crowd pretty good for it.
I bet.
They were not entertained.
Yes. No, I bet. Well, our game that we broadcast, the boys' game this morning, it was Michaud versus the Molnar
Those were
team,
not second
and
shot.
both teams
I
were
don't
working a
think
very
those is the end of the
defensive
world,
game plan, and it was single, 3 coming home, and Michaud was fortunate enough to be able to steal the 10th end, but I was quite convinced about the 8th end on. First week to win. Uh-oh. Roll out here. This is that spot that I was seeing the girls' game earlier. Discovered that outturn away really finished for them in the house. But
Decent result.
Yeah,
they would have
stays-
probably preferred to keep that on the open side. Otherwise, exactly what Mr. Calwell called. He's going to come right down to that and eliminate a chance of either of those Red Rocks scoring. We'll
It
see a
looked
lot of play in
good.
the middle of the rings now. If a few shots are made here.
yeah, when a club curler might look at that, they say, "Hey, that looks great. We're sitting 2."
Buried.
Yellow's looking at this and saying, "Opportunity."
We see 3 or 4 made shots in a row here. We're going to see the scoring area cut down really small to that button area. That's not what you're trying to see when you've got a hammer.
6, 7.
See how it plays out.
6. Room. 7, 8.
You go back to the back.
Yep.
Matt to the back. Matt to the back. Finish.
So they're asking Matt to make it curl and get to the back because they
Block it
recognize
on.
it's. And that's a perfect shot that will most likely ensure that that Red Rock will never score.
No hogline officials this year.
No, they've opted not to put hogline officials out there. I think that they found it was just a form of Chinese torture. It's you can see that the athletes are warm enough out there, but for anyone who's ever done any officiating or timekeeping out on the ice surface, sitting around for 2.5 hours is not something that you'd wish to have happen.
I got all the respect for all the volunteers that
Yeah.
that help out the organization to come out and do it, and I'd love to give back someday. I'm not sure that's a job I would sign up for.
Yep, we've got Bonnie and Graham McEachran this week, as well as Graham Batchelor doing our officiating, and the coats that they wear. I think Bonnie's coat must weigh almost as much as she does. Try and keep her warm.
Just a touch there. You get good drag.
And you can see that the committee was kind enough to procure a number of blankets for the fans who sit out there. So there's some nice, warm, cozy blankets for them to wrap themselves in.
Incentive for people to come.
Yes, come and wrap yourself in a nice, warm blanket. And the committee is donating those at the end of the event to a shelter for homeless youth here in the Peel region.
Excellent.
Whoa. Close. Whoa. Morgan. Whoa. Morgan. Whoa. Whoa.
Well, that
That'll do.
was a very nice shot for the yellow team. They don't have hammer, however, so there's still an opportunity for the key team to either opt to play a couple of doubles and get out of this and probably blank the fifth end, which would be ideal.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want, Doug? What?
Didn't set up really well for them, and they're on bases first, so two
Yeah, this
doubles
is-
and they're out of this.
Yeah. I thought about it for a second. Thought about coming around that top 12 rock, but I like this call.
Solid! Lean!
Sounds so simple. Eh? Two doubles and you're out of it.
4 shots to make.
Yeah.
Just on that 50%. Jays would love that.
Yeah. This
Good shot.
one is the first. So yellow will respond and hit and try and not leave a double, and yellow will try and make a double.
Oh, absolutely.
It's really easy for mine glass. I'm good at this game.
Yeah. I'm learning lots.
Yep.
I think we'll be better next weekend.
Yeah.
When we play after me watching this game.
Well, I'm playing on Saturday in the women's championship with Team Harrison. Hoping the Rocks score this much.
This is pretty rare for Curling Place. That's a big ask.
Maybe they're listening in and they'll get some 80
Shepherd 'em
grit
up
out.
for ya?
Yeah.
80 grit.
Nice first one.
So interesting, after we talked about the doubles, Doug is not going to call the double. Instead, he's going to call a hit.
He's in a lot of places.
Yeah. The danger is that if he only knows this, if you don't roll anywhere and the other team knows his back, they're perfectly flat, spread out across the rings.
Normal! Whoa, skirt!
But if he rolls even just 2 or 3 feet,
Grouping
the
them
double will
up.
be that much easier on the next one.
There's that curly spot. I think that rock's going to roll out of the rings for them. Eek. So now Calwell gets the benefit of being able to place this rock and make the double.
Not the end of the world. That's pretty tough to put one dead even with that yellow and not leave a double.
If you go T-line, you make him throw it, right?
Leave
I
it.
like that.
Gee, it's half rock.
Yeah. Not
Rock
hard.
here is not bad.
You know, it's just.
Anywhere in this line.
If you can't get
You'll
them
have
even, we
something.
often talk about trying to create
Yeah.
a 45-degree
You have a
angle to make the
double,
double most
no matter
difficult,
what,
right?
Yes.
It's either really thin on the inside or really thin on the outside to make the double. So
The tick bang or the slash?
they're talking about maybe going back 8 with this one now to create that 45-degree angle from yellow to yellow.
So, exact same way here?
If the key team thinks that they're going, there's no easy double available to them, we might see them follow this down. So this front end's going to want to get their stopwatches out and watch this one pretty close.
I'm going to bet that this is a non-stopwatch kind of team.
Really?
Yep. I'm looking at the two of them, and neither of them appear to be
But they're watching it
grabbing one.
close.
They're watching it.
Morgans!
I find the young men's teams are less reliant, or no, I don't even think it's a reliance that the top young ladies teams use, but they're less apt to use that technology to assist them.
Great spot, guys.
If you listen to the earlier broadcast of the Brandwood-Murphy game, you heard both teams talking about hog-to-hog times and split times for draws and hit weight times. And it's really a tool that they use to improve their game. But I don't think either of these... Oh, no. Matt's got a stopwatch round, and so does Morgan. But I haven't really heard them talking about the times. Maybe they just check.
I don't think that's a bad thing. If the if the ice is consistent as you're saying it has been, then they can use previous games as reference points. 2 feet heavy, 2 feet light, or whatever.
Yeah, and most
on
of
that.
these kids practice enough that the muscle memory just allows them to sort of, as long as they have some point of reference.
Normal.
That's what our team does.
Bit solid.
Rely on the stopwatch a little bit more in the
Bit solid.
opening
Yep.
ends, but especially in a bonds field when you're playing 5, 6, 7 games in a weekend. Hopefully you're playing 7 games in a weekend.
Yeah.
Use it as a reference point instead.
I think that my stopwatch helps my self-diagnosed adult ADD. Keeps me busy and makes me look entertaining.
Keeps you engaged for sure. For sure.
sure Melissa Foster, if she's
control
listening,
your
is
front,
laughing
okay.
right now.
Is this a great debate on your team? No.
I'm always self-diagnosing.
Oh, I see.
Beak's okay on this one.
But how can you improve
Prefer
on
a little
perfection?
Yeah.
You can't really double and roll it, so Beak's pretty good.
We'll have to check the clocks after
See what
after this end. All 3 other sheets have either taken their 5th end breaks or are back at it.
Yeah.
Well, they're still at 5th end, so they're in the 5th end. I feel like we can score. So I think they're probably okay for time, but maybe the low scoring affairs on the other sheets just got to the 5th end a little bit quicker.
So I just got a text from a fan checking in on who was commentating this game. So it's Janet Murphy and Cody Moss with Hugh Murphy as our producer
Piping in is
director
necessary.
and
Piping in is necessary.
producer director cameraman
Chief bottle washer.
Yeah. So Hillary Noon says hi.
Hey, Hillary.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, so if you want to tweet us or text us, you can reach us at 2016 ONJR on Junior Curling on Twitter. We might even reply and give you a shout out.
Wow.
Yeah,
You just gave Hillary hers.
I did, but she knows my phone number, so she texted.
Cheater. Good chance for Mr. Key to get his draw weight here.
Big.
Fairly simple draw to the piece of the but they'd love to put this on the lid for him to give him some confidence.
Weight's
Exactly.
good.
So
Through
they're
the second half of the
Weight's
game.
good.
cleaning it. The sweepers, this I'm not going to tell you, is the exact path he was heavy on
He's
yesterday
sick.
against the 5. So I'm sure they're all
Should be okay.
saying
It's curling now for him.
Yep.
Brushes are up. Everybody's happy.
So with a score of 1, he gets the turkey, rock right on the button. And this is a 2-1 game for the key team as
After
we go to
5
break.
ends. Yep. Going to
So we
break
get
for
to
5
take a break
minutes.
for 5 minutes.
Oh, a word from our sponsors.
Yes, perfect.
Up 1 after half. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is exciting. God.
I'll move out of there.
Nice draw. Thanks.
Draw for 1.
Yeah. They look like Cody Moss. It's pretty weird. He's got his headset off.
Shout out to Cody Moss. Fourth drum. Short. Yeah, so I don't have
I like going in.
I did it last time on purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. He's gonna win, I think.
Well, then let's get him chasing.
If he wants to blank the 6, then he'll blank the 6. Next time, we'll throw, if he wants to blank the 6, then we'll throw him 10 and 7. Force him in 7 and score an 8, and we're looking good.
Got one answer. Is this fun?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It's fun when you have a close game like this. It's way better. I'm just glad to be back at Proud. Shit, I haven't been here for years.
Who is that guy?
Probably. I am a 2013 Junior French champion. Beat Team Bruce Lewis, coached by Ray Bushfield.
Who's now coach?
Then you figure get the best of both worlds and bring him on our team. Oh,
Grape on the ice. Yeah.
it was garbage. Yeah.
There was a hair. Did you see the hair?
I tell you, after this game, let's go get it. Let's go get it, Breaking Bad.
Not great.
Yeah, he's also a drug dealer, so.
Okay, bud. It just happened.
This was sweeping last time, so.
No, it wasn't.
Give me your fucking.
I used that broom last time. I swept Doug's last shot with it. All right. Whatever, we had the fifth end break. It should be dry.
Where? Where do you want it?
Top four.
Okay.
You don't trust me or something?
Just keeping Doug in the game.
Wait's good.
6. 5. 4. 6.
5.
It's Jason. 4. Line's real nice. Just Jason's. 6.
Yeah, go.
Where are we?
5.
Okay.
6.
Yep. Help him, Matt. Hard. Hard.
That came down like crazy.
Yeah. Just needs a little more. Needs a little more. That one was about to lose it.
A hair.
That's the first we noticed it, right?
We're not going to steal with that. I don't.
Okay, we're back at it. I've been abandoned. Oh, here comes Cody now. We've lost Hugh.
I don't mind it too. Not
So the start of the sixth end. Again, Team Key
go
threw
short
that,
now.
attempted to throw that rock into the top four and came up a little light.
2-3.
Unless you like
Matt
going
Hall, Matt Hall stated the obvious with we're not going to steal with that rock, and so the corner guard is being countered with a tight guard this time instead of that come around the rock in the top 12. So they're going to try and keep play out of the house for a little bit.
On its own.
We're there.
Okay, now the texts are flying in from around. Hillary Noon has advised us that Sarah Noon would also like to say hi to Cody.
Sailor Moon? Or?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
And the screen's still on the fifth end break. Someone's telling us. No,
You can go.
I don't think so.
Yep. All right.
And I know that you were a coach of the Noon sisters.
Yeah, they were a lot of fun.
Yep.
They right into it right from an early age.
Yeah, wonderful family. Very supportive of Dennis and Lori of their daughter's efforts in curling and their daughter's efforts in whatever they do. They have 3 wonderful daughters. So I also got a text from good friends Ruth and Dick McLean, who are watching and listening to us from Davenport, Florida.
Really?
Yeah. So we're doing a good job.
Not great.
Probably even a great job. Hang on, let me check. Great job. Wow. Double exclamation point. Wow. Triple. Okay.
Maybe they'll have us back.
Maybe they'll have us back. Okay. That was a perfect line for that come around, but Matt was just a little bit short on the weight.
Sure.
Oh,
Even if
we
you
got the
touch
double
one of those,
corners,
man, that's fine.
center guard, and a rock in the top 12. So in a
Something
round we
tells me
go.
We'll see some offense this end. Where it's setting up.
Yep. So they like this outturn path. So they're going to play it through this hole, and they're right. They're going to have to get pretty close to those yellows as the rocks finish in the house. The other option is to play the in-turn. But I think this is these teams have both worked this side in pretty well. So you tend to find that with games. You're like, oh, here we go. We're on the out-turn on the way home, or we're on the in-turn on the way in.
We don't
kind of
Jason, if
take a risk to go to the other side. Oh, they need to go.
Gavin, Kurt. Whoa. Kurt.
And playing that little chisel again.
That's awfully precise.
Yeah.
Gotta be really good to make that shot.
Oh my God. Too many people have my phone number.
It's tough being so popular, right?
What?
Okay, so all of Team Murphy, although my daughter has not said it, would like a shout out. Leah Will and Riley Sandham are also watching, obviously, back in the hotel before the banquet tonight.
Oh, banquet tonight.
Banquet tonight, right after this game. We gave the girls the afternoon draw so they could all get purdy, and the boys will come right after the game.
Come as they are.
Yeah. I'd say that was smart, but teenage boys as they are.
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, so the Calwell team does not like how this was setting up for them, so peel. And the key team says, fine, I'll put it back and you can keep peeling. So they're each sort of showing each other their cards and see who blinks first. Just looking next door at sheet C, the Kieran Scott team is throwing big weight doubles.
Hey, don't want to.
Down 2 without hammer, which is never a good sign.
Not ideal.
Then showed teams laying 3 and shooting with hammer.
We're here.
On the sheet B, after Cuddy having sort of controlled the first 4 ends, Team Harris, James Harris and his squad have managed to score a 3 in the 5th end. I talked about James earlier, and I'm sure we'll be covering him at some point in this event, but that kid is tenacious, so he will figure out a way to make some shots and stay in it till the end.
He's tenacious. He's smart too. He doesn't make a lot
very
of bad
smart.
calls.
Oh yeah, no. Also, one of my campers from Trillium.
It's just it's so shameless.
Could make them all go here. Not quite.
Got 2, but got a really nice
Fortunate
rub off
roll.
the back of his corner card.
Yeah.
That worked. Sorry, that's me.
Got to be good to be lucky.
Yeah.
Right?
The more you practice, the luckier you get.
Nose is fine.
Hit it. He has to hit our one on the center.
You gotta play nose.
You know, I know, Cody, you're still at Trillium teaching every year. It's been a couple of years since I've been there. I've had the opportunity to go over and be part of the WCF camps in Europe, and haven't been able to do double duty, but this is certainly the age group that I'm pretty familiar with from Trillium.
Yep.
But I'm sure you're starting to see some shining stars coming up at the bantam level.
Yeah, it's been fun. I think I've been part of it for 10-ish years, and so it's been fun to see the progression, and not so fun to now play against some of them and men's play and then get beaten by some of them as well. It's a double-edged sword, but no, it's really fun to see them kind of right from bantams through and develop into some pretty good curlers.
Yeah. You know, and we instructors, we tend to kind of follow along with the kids that we've met along the way. They're all asleep. If they were awake, they might be watching. But over in Finland this week, there's the World Junior B Championship occurring, and I've been following along. There's been some athletes that I taught at the Fusen camp from a couple seasons ago competing. Some boys from Spain, some girls from Poland.
Neat.
And it's kind of fun to follow along.
Huge priority of the WCFA to grow the sport into some of these smaller centers. And they seem to be taking off in the mixed doubles format more so than the four-man.
Yeah. Well, in some of these countries, there's such a small pool that they draw from that my understanding is there are curlers out there who've never played a four-person game.
Right.
They've only played mixed double. And
Hungary.
Go Hungary.
Hungary was on the podium last year, right?
Yeah, they're two-time world champions.
There you go.
Have you played mixed doubles yet?
A little bit, yeah. Not at the competitive stuff, but
Hugh and I, for fun last year, opted to enter, and Hugh, who's a great curler who doesn't play very much anymore, joined me and my CTRS points, and we went to Ottawa to play, and I'm sure shocked a few teams since we managed to finish with a bronze medal, but that was our first time playing, and we'll be back at it this year in Saskatoon. Trying to see how we do, but with the announcement of the medal status at the Olympics, that too shall change.
That changes a lot.
Yeah.
So you see some of the pairings that are now playing together. All the top 8 teams in the world are mixing and matching in their own twosomes whenever they can. The younger ones in particular that don't have families and can take, on top of the 10 weeks off that they take off in the regular season, can take another one or two.
Yeah. So as Hugh said, we'll never pass up a bye to a national championship. So we'll go out.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Rules have changed slightly this season. We did play in an event in Oshawa, and got a chance to try out the new rock placement and the power play, but there's still lots to figure out. Okay, so back to this game. Enough about us.
That's what we said.
Calwell third. Kurt had just made a lovely come around. A little bit deeper than they probably would like, but he's buried.
Yep. It didn't look great before he threw two red rocks in there, but a pretty low risk situation where they can be aggressive, avoid those 2 red rocks, and the 4th foot's still open if they need to draw for their single at the end of the day.
All right, let's make this.
Now Key needs to come back and get something behind there that he can't remove.
Is it okay going to the wing? Is it okay going to the wing?
Is it okay going to the wing? Oh, that's Doug asking the question about speed. Well, this should be probably one of the quicker spots on the ice.
Typically,
a lot of people think, we haven't played over there, we got to throw a little harder. Club curlers might think that, but actually the pebbles held up really well.
Yeah, second half of the game, you're starting the rock in the slide path and then curling into the stuff that pebbles fresher and still going to slide really well for you. So
quick to the wing.
Rolling early.
So they're both let's see, they were both going, but now they're happy.
Weight's good!
Weight's good. Weight's good. Line. 1, 2. That is a
pistol.
Couldn't have walked it down any better.
Suppose it might have been better if they left it 2 feet shorter behind those guards, but
I think they're just happy that they got by both those guards at this point. So with a great shot here from Mac, his opportunity for 2 is still available.
Yep, and he'd be very happy to leave it 2 feet shorter in the top 4 area because then it can't be frozen back on by Mr. Key. If he takes this right back to the tee line, just on top of that red one, then you'll see Key come down and play the exact same shot again and force him to his single. So he's probably looking for a little bit of space, top 8 even, top 8, top 4. Just touching the white, just for shot.
That's it. Okay, that's all there.
So at a hand, the sweepers think it's all there, which is often an indication of heavy. But it's running in the slide path, a little longer than Doug's. Starting to curl. We've got the make it curl guy going, and the second guy going for weight.
Pretty good.
And
pretty good.
That also is almost as good as you'd want it to walk down, but you might see Doug go up and try and play that slash off his red.
There was an interesting comment. Can you guys explain that one?
Didn't hear it.
Tell Morgan to watch the dump, eh?
Ooh. Now, was Morgan sweeping with the hair?
There's very few rules in sweeping.
So I'm trying to see if Morgan has the hair broom, and he does. Go ahead, Cody.
Yeah, there's very few rules. The one big one that teams get frustrated with the opposition sometimes is that you have to finish across the face of the rock. You can't stop sweeping when the brush head is right in front of the rock. The reason for that is that the debris will fall right in the path that the rock is traveling in, and that will make it kind of pick and curl more, or slow it down a little bit too. So I think that's what he was probably referring to. I missed it as well, but I did see them say something to one another. Just a
friendly
courtesy
comment.
warning. Yep.
Yeah.
It could have been totally accidental, but good to keep in the back of your mind. I've been accused of it several times myself. It's something you do accidentally every now and then.
Yeah, get out, because you're too nice.
Well, especially with the new technique too, is to do more of a snow plow technique.
Right.
So you're not really sweeping across the faces of the rock. So it's a lot easier to actually finish your stroke in front of the running surface.
Wow, this is looking like a really good shot.
What a shot.
Now
That's a pistol.
Is a pistol with a great ice service. Although, did I say that?
Nice, Doug.
You did.
Oh, I was thinking he was thinking about playing the little cross.
You don't have to move it far, don't you?
You don't have to move it far, but he
It's
switched
there.
his turn, which
It's
makes
there.
me think that he might not be playing it.
You're looking at a tough shot there,
Oh,
Murph.
Pascal Michaud just made a great shot. Got the fist pumps, got the high fives going over there. So I think he scored a 4. I think we're going to see some handshakes maybe on sheet C. Kieran's given the should we shake indication. His team's just thinking about it.
So it looks like they're playing a hit for the single. If he does get across the face and get a
they're
thin,
going across the face.
half, thin half would probably get them a deuce.
Yeah, but I don't think they're playing it.
No, just a hit for the single.
Yeah, I think we would have seen some other teams maybe take a run at that.
It was
pretty low risk. I mean, if Roll would decide to get you one anyway.
Could have played it with a little quieter weight, and then you were never going to roll over top.
So tie game after 6.
Talked earlier about scoreboard management in these games. This is when we'll really see it starting to come into play. Team scored in 6. Now they'll be hoping to force here just so that they can go hard for their deuce in 8.
Yeah.
This will be an interesting end to see how this gets played out.
It will be.
So we're going to go tight first because he's going to want to force here. If he goes top 4, you'd probably see Key just walk up and hit it and waste the end.
Right. Be happy to blanket and come.
This is what I swept with, yeah.
This is what I swept with. They said, oh yeah. So there's a bit of I don't know. You weren't here yesterday, but we had an unfortunate incident, an innocent mistake by one of the girls' teams where they had an extra broom on the ice and brought it into the playing field in the third end or second end, and unfortunately they had to then default that game. So our officials made a statement early in the event that they would be paying attention to brooms,
I think this spot might
and
be a foot and a half slower.
everyone is very conscious of it. So over on sheet C, Pascal did make a shot for a 4. So he's up 9-3 and looking to extend his winning streak to 3. On sheet B, we're at Skips Rocks. Harris against Cuddy. Cuddy's got a really nice setup in 6 going, looking like he might have an opportunity to score a couple. And we're just starting.
You like a second one?
7 on the Molnar
That does nothing.
Singer game, and I'm not
You have to
sure.
do a
It looks like
second
Molnar
one.
threw first, so most likely he scored. I'm just not sure how many.
These
I
are
missed
two
it as well.
perfect yards to use for stuff. They're covering like none of the ice. They're covering like none of the ice.
This is interesting. So they're talking about. So here's, let me know what you think about this. So they're back to the sweeping. The teams are talking amongst themselves, and they're saying you're covering none of the rock. So in this whole keep it straight, there's also the high side, low side
Easy line,
which
easy line. Blow the signs.
I don't know if they've proven that anybody can do anything with high side, low side. But I often have been accused on my own team of, you're not in front of the rock anymore. Okay, I'll try better.
Yeah, sometimes you just put your head down and go, and
Yeah.
you don't really realize that you're not covering the whole stone.
Mm-hmm.
Good to get feedback from the teammates, because
Yeah.
they have the best angle of it. For
Of
sure.
course, yeah.
Spot should be good.
Oh, so Molnar picked up a deuce there in 6, so he's up 2-1 on the Singer team. I think they'll feel quite good about that.
Mm-hmm.
3. Hard. 3. That helps.
So we're sweeping for weight on the Easter Rock here.
4. Go, Matt. Go,
And
Matt.
now they're finishing it.
Opportunity for
Fine, Matt.
Calwell to put up a double center guard after the first Red Rock didn't get in the rings. Had that gotten to the rings, we probably would have seen the weight end wasted.
Mm-hmm.
Hit back and forth for the rest of the end, but because it didn't quite make it there, now double center guard, good opportunity to force, but great recovery from Mr. Easter.
Mm-hmm. A rock nicely in the top 8 foot.
In the top 8 foot.
Little room. That's fine. Little room.
5. 4. 5.
Whoa,
Round.
whoa.
4.
Whoa, whoa.
4.
Around?
Go down now. 4.
Whoa.
That's you.
Mine's okay.
There.
It's gonna be Matt.
Go. We can't. Almost around. Can we go around?
Whoa, it's coming in. It's coming in.
Coming
Coming in.
2 inches.
Just
2
on.
inches,
Just
2
on.
inches.
Just do it. Just do it. Good. We got our pitch for our rock there.
So I don't know what our broadcast numbers are up like, Cody, but I gave it our Twitter feed and nobody's tweeted us.
Really?
Yeah, at 2016 ONJR Curling. So we'll see who's listening.
Maybe we should throw a challenge out there.
It's on 4, Matt.
We might even have prizes. Doubt it, but
I think this
we
is.
I got a Cody Moss signed hat
Oh, yeah.
from 19.
Oh. No, 2000 and...
No, it couldn't have been
No.
19.
Yeah, yeah. Well, anybody who's seen Cody's team play this year might want one of those fluorescent
Little
jackets.
give.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
those are hot commodities
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
are.
Come on.
Yeah, we haven't seen you in a while, Cody. We haven't been at the same spiels, but I know that your team and our team won a spiel early in the season
Yeah.
at Oakville. Side
Nice
by
did the
side.
checks together.
Yeah.
We had a great start to the year.
Mm-hmm. Those were back in the good old days where we used our hard line straight up.
I don't think you need to touch those.
For all those accusations,
A little
What are you
wider.
talking about?
hit the fan. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens next year. Everything's had to happen so fast this year with all the regulatory stuff and with no real science to back it up besides what teams are testing on the ice individually.
Yeah, exactly.
So now that there's some time in the off season, the WCF, these now what's it called now? Curling Canada.
Curling Canada.
And the OCA will have to
Manufacturers need to be
manufacturers.
involved.
Everybody's gonna
Maybe a scientist or
really
two.
busy.
Easy, line's
Everybody's
good.
gonna have a really busy
Line's
summer.
right, easy
Yeah.
right here.
Trying to figure out what we're gonna do for next year.
Yeah. Oh, a lovely come around by I don't know if he's the younger or older Calwell brother. They're twins, but somebody can tell me who's older, who's younger. Oh, somebody tweeted us. Team Murphy, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Good girls.
Yeah? I mean, if we do this.
Are they asking for your most embarrassing moment? Or
No, and we've got another one of our Trillium group here. Team Doig,
fails us.
Ethan Doig and his group, they're watching. Also another Trillium camper of mine. Solid young
They're
team.
fine.
yeah,
They will.
I'd say vast, like 60-70% of some of the competitive junior players that's now come through these camps.
Yeah.
Just an opportunity to refresh the skills.
Timeout.
Oh, we're gonna listen to them.
JD. This is exciting.
No, he doesn't. I know.
Sleeping for days. So finish for miles?
That's pretty good. Finish for miles. I didn't need to get it that far.
Alright, guys.
Maybe.
I was like, really? This is going to be tough cut at the most. I'm just going to tighten it in.
Just rip?
I think you're going to rip the guards.
Okay.
I'm just saying, well,
Make sure we score.
That's on side up.
Yeah.
And that first guard,
Well, I guess we're stealing.
Well, you knew
that's what I said to Kurt. I was like, double guard, you know what that means? I think just leave it.
Yeah.
3/4 is pretty close.
I like it. I like the intern, Doug.
Okay. So be it.
Okay, so timeout. And Coach Ray has advised that appeal of that center guard would be in their best interest.
They'll probably try and touch the tight red rock on the way by, if they can. Open things right up.
Clean.
Going right across the face.
Going right across the face. Gone. Done. Wow. Okay. Big. So
angles
again,
are really good for Calwell right now. They're
good
loving it.
Yellow. And so they're like, great, you're going to peel it? We're going to put it back. Let's play that guard peel game again for a bit. Oh, Team Horton looking for a shout out. They're still watching. They're also getting pretty for the banquet. They tweeted about that.
Where's the banquet? Is it here?
It is here in the upstairs main dining room.
What's for dinner?
Oh,
What would you like?
it's going to be a lovely dinner. We've got a very nice arugula beet salad, I believe prime rib, and
That's
we've
what
got
I was
a
after.
custom curling dessert. So I can't wait to see what our pastry team has come up with for this event.
They're in for a treat.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're going to see an exchange of these plays. Well, that came a little tighter than they wanted, so we might see a double peel here, which will change things up a bit. But if that guard stayed high, we were probably going to see alternating peels and guards for a few more rocks. Team Key's got to be a little bit...
Whoa!
Sorry, Team Calwell's got a little bit cautious about continuing to throw the guard because
Close.
Oh, we got a double peel going. Oh, a triple.
Lots of stones.
there is that in off on the side red as well that Key will have for 2 on his last rock if there's no other option. Sometimes you have to be wary of what you're leaving the opposition backing them into.
Yeah, sometimes you leave them only one shot.
Only one shot, which is for more points than
Give it like
just
there,
ask Jen
I think.
Hannah.
Yeah.
Says more.
So Teresa Easter,
No, I like the same.
mom of
Curtis.
Curtis Easter, lead on Team Key, is also giving us a shout out.
Hey.
She's enjoying our commentary,
Hello, Teresa.
and we are enjoying her.
Angle's still very good for Team Calwell.
That red rock.
That yellow one in the top 4 foot right now is irremovable.
Easy,
For 2
line's
shots.
okay.
Line's good.
Easy, line's okay.
So he needs to
line's
run
fine.
whatever guard's
Line's
thrown
fine.
here
Line's fine.
into
Line's
that
fine.
pile on
Easy,
the,
easy. Whoa.
on the
no
top
problem.
row. Even if it
Whoa.
leaves the opposition sitting 3, you still, that's your only access into the 4 foot right now without just drawing the lid on your last for 1.
Those overlapped rocks have created what Hugh Murphy likes to call a shadow.
Have you coined that?
Yes, he has. Anybody who's been coached by Hugh Murphy will know the term shadow. And you're right, it takes 2 rocks to get at it.
It could become as legendary as the Colleen Jones Christmas tree.
It's the same idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's just no way to access a stone that's sitting in the shadow.
Yep.
You can use that.
Can I?
Yep.
It's trademarked.
Royalties to Hugh Murphy.
Hugh Murphy.
Yeah, Daisy can tell you all about using
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that rock.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
2004.
Briar Championship.
On that.
On that
Dave Lonis
principle.
making the draw to the back.
No,
gate
Bruce
around
Lonis.
this.
Bruce Lonis.
Isn't that what I said?
You said Dave. Rob Harris, second. Long time friend of.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
the pick.
I didn't
Okay,
even
so
see that.
Jason Cam.
that is a lovely shot.
You the
and,
man.
The shadow is
Is that
now.
approved, Ray?
Okay, so much of the shadow. Just
Ray approved.
Ray. The fans, the Cam fans were a bit happy.
You almost have to back that through the hole.
Wow, that was dangerous. You tick that yellow in the top 8. You're in trouble. Great shot, though.
I wish we had replay. Okay. Oh,
I
the
can work on
Chatham.
that.
Okay, the Chatham Granite Club is also watching us.
Hey!
Hey, do better,
Shout out to
huh?
the guys in
Actually, this
shadow.
club kind of reminds me of the Chatham Granite.
I have never been to the Chatham Granite. Is it
If I
this?
remember
That's
correctly,
okay.
it's got big wooden interior, Not unlike this. It's a nice club.
Well, maybe they'll host an event that I can get to go play in.
Careful what you wish for.
Well, I have to stay overnight. Okay, so this is definitely the one sweeper, and it looks as though they're going to thread this hole as well and make a nice little rub in. Oh, they're not going to save that. So that was pretty tough to save that one with that kind of weight. But the Calwell fans are happy
Still,
with it.
absolutely.
That was awful to read. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had no clue what was going on.
Yeah. All right, boys, let's sink it.
Okay, so Doug's objective is to sink this rock and work a skip stews out of it.
Yeah, opportunity here, thanks to the last little
Mhm.
pick by Jason.
Yeah.
4 foot's opened up.
And he recognizes he's not going to get a blanket at this end with a rock guarded on the top of the 8 foot.
Yeah, if he can get this into the top button, best call all can do is come down and freeze to it and try and force the one. And Key will have that in off that rock we mentioned earlier. With potential too, but he's got to make this one rather well first.
Hands up! Where?
Sweepers like it.
Right.
Off.
Right!
Trying to hold it straight with the
Trying to
inside
hold it
sweeper.
safe 3 feet by the guard.
That's close for speed. It's a good-looking
Looks
shot.
good.
Picking it up with the
Kurt
hair
now.
broom. Keep it above the.
What a stellar shot.
That is some good curling.
I'd love him to make this just so we can watch that.
You know, yeah. Maybe we'll need to call the timeout if he doesn't notice it.
Thanks, Trentster.
He's asking his front end for speed. Hopefully they were paying attention on the last rock.
He's on. Yeah. You can leave a piece open too. Not a big deal. Just top 4.
Switch your brooms!
Somebody's paying attention.
Yeah. Kurt's on the ball down there. We've seen some teams switch physical positioning when they recognize they've got the wrong groom. We've seen some teams switch them after the rock's released, mid-shot. I've done that myself. So this time, Kurt opted to let them know ahead of time.
Half. Should be close.
Mine's good.
So he's got some nice rotation on this, which is what you need on this ice to hold that rock up until the.
Mine's good. Morgan.
You look happy.
Yep.
Morgan.
Nice.
They're talking Morgan,
Morgan.
so they want to
Right
a
here.
bit and finish.
Right here.
It's coming by that guard.
Right on.
About
Get it,
the
Pierce.
same
Just
pass.
Morgan.
Hard.
And again, another great shot. So those are some shots. Oh,
Great place.
this is great. Doug's like, you know what? I don't need to play the enough.
Yeah.
I can still make the 4 foot.
Yeah, he's got enough of it for
Yeah.
sure.
The
Full
spot will
4,
definitely be
piece of the
slower.
button.
Out this wide.
The enough's slightly risky if you ever hit it hair too thin and
Took your own out.
chipped your own
This will
out.
be a hair slower out this
Well,
wide.
with the weight that you're throwing, though, you're never going
give
to
you
be
guys close to
moving
the same.
your own red stone out, are you?
Not on this
Oh,
shot.
not on this shot. No, we were talking about the in-off Cody called 4 shots ago. Oh, wow. The Scott team on sheet C managed to generate a 3.
Wow.
And close that gap to 3, playing the 8th end. So they, although the skip was ready to, wondering if the team wanted to shake, they stuck with it and made a bunch of shots.
Not ready for the prime rib just yet.
Yep.
We should be there.
I think we're all there.
Hold on.
So the
Line's real
sweepers
nice.
think it's
Oh,
all
right
there.
there.
The line's correct.
These are interesting shots. They haven't gone out this far yet. See how much the weight
Hands
comes
up.
off.
Lots
No.
of
Needs
room.
to sit.
I think it's
Yeah.
going to run pretty good out here still.
That's fine, buddy.
Yeah, it's a bit of a guess when
Yeah.
you go to a fresh spot, unless
Yeah.
you played similar path in another game
Yeah.
to know how that rock's going to react. It could easily get fresh pebble and over curl on you and
You went
chap
to
the
the
front.
last time I made a pick, I think.
Yeah, it can be downright twisty fresh.
Twisty fresh. Did you see that in the BC final last weekend? The young fellow, and I'm sorry, I apologize if he happens to be watching. I
Daly, his last name's Daly, right?
Was it?
Yeah.
He didn't win the final, but he was game for any kind of shot that was available. And he said to his front end, he was playing a thin tick bang, and he says, if I make this, it'll be twisty fresh. He almost made it. Oh, you know what? It needed a millimeter more curl. He ticked and he banged. He just didn't move the rock out far enough.
Really got to work it, guys.
It's interesting how the terminology in curling changes every year, too,
Yeah.
the year, right?
Yeah, you get.
really gotta
like,
go.
I've seen that tweeted out a few times.
Twisty
too.
fresh?
Yeah, twisty
Nice.
fresh. He may have coined a new phrase.
Oh, he's coined a new phrase already. I'm using that for good.
Or what did a lot of the Manitoba curlers start calling weight calls? There's nice.
Nice, yeah, the Jeff Stoughton.
I was
So
trying
nice.
Well, in BC, I mean, that's the lads in BC. We're calling their hit weight fresh. Let's throw fresh weight.
Oh, okay, throw fresh weight. I heard some
Gotta be on the
American,
cutting edge.
Yeah, I heard some American commentators last weekend. They were doing the U.S. Open in Blaine, Minnesota, calling it a shark if it was heavy. The weight, yeah, shark, and I think it was the indication. I heard the fellas say it was because the weight call, you kind of waved your hand above your head, looking like a shark fin. I was like, okay,
That's a stretch, I think.
that is a stretch, but
We'll come up with something before the end of this game.
okay. Certainly, if we have another hurry hard beer.
Yeah.
Okay, so end 8, the pivotal end, we'll call it, so far of this game, and the Calwell team has hammer. They for sure want to score, and they will work pretty hard to get a deuce.
6. Throw a line right now. It's there.
Yeah, I didn't see Doug's
room.
call on his first one,
Hair room
whether
still.
they were trying to go into the rings or if the call was
Yeah.
short.
Still room.
Yeah, I think we were talking about Twisty
Still
Fresh
room.
and Sharks.
Yeah.
So.
But we talked about it earlier in the game.
Good
It
7.
doesn't really matter which one. If you know the opposition's throwing a corner guard
wait
first,
only.
it
Yep.
doesn't really matter if you go tight and then top 4 or top 4 and then tight, whatever your preference is based on ice conditions. But either way, they did it right.
Yep, and
They've got
Curtis
one buried in the top 4 and
has put 2 rocks as
good spot.
fingers them to look.
goals for each of the teams here. Key will be looking to force the opposition to 1.
Oh, and if they ever figured out a way to steal this end.
If they could steal, that's...
In this afternoon's game against Murphy versus Brandwood, was tied up playing 8, and the Murphy team managed to manufacture a steal at 2.
Really?
Yeah, huge swing.
Yeah, that's a
pivotal end of that game.
That's a killer. Lots of line here. Finish it for Way to get it close to the nose. Pretty good spot.
Yeah.
So, guys, how many tweets have we had yet?
Oh, tweets to us. Well, Team Horton tweeted us. Team Murphy tweeted us. The Chatham.
Tweeted.
Yep.
Teresa Easter.
Teresa Easter tweeted us. Oh, Team McNamara.
Ooh.
I don't know Team McNamara.
Ooh.
They're rooting for Team Key. Maybe they're an Ottawa-based team. They've tweeted us.
Okay,
Stay close.
we got room.
Line's good. Curtis, if anything. Kurt, if anything.
At 2016
if
ONJR
anything.
Curling
Kurt.
for the
Kurt.
feed.
Kurt.
Lots of
Hard, Kurt.
interesting
Really
details
hard.
about
Really
the
hard.
action
Hard.
this
Keep going.
week
Keep
at
going. Keep
Missisauga
going.
Golf Country Club.
Good, great shot
What
there.
a lovely shot. A little inside Chap and Lie.
Very impressive start to this end.
Real nice, Kurt.
Be interesting with these teams to see when they change
Oh, you
their
made that
tactics. So
rock.
they're going to keep making these freezes back and forth. At what point is somebody going to
Flinch.
flinch and take a run at those? Calwell's the team with a little more to lose right now with hammer and the risk of giving up a steal. But the Rocks is taking this one good. They're in good shape. This is heavy though. It's not curling.
Yellow.
Talking about tapping the yellow. Well, that's not going to help them.
Go.
2 feet.
4 feet. Much weight.
Yeah, that was a weight shot and a line
1
shot.
and 4.
Like most curling rocks, but
I like
just overthrew
this.
that
Yep.
a bit, and I didn't get that same finish that the Red Rock was on the shot before. So a nose hit here. You got a double.
Then you'll see the runner come back for
Yeah.
sure. And you'll see some granite fly.
Whoa. Yep.
Yep, firm weight coming down at us from our second stone.
Kurt. No. Jason. Whoa. Good.
Lovely
Never in that
shot by
room.
Matt Hall. So I think you're right, Cody. You're going to start to see the runner.
Straight nose.
Just got another notification if you want to see some photos from our event,
So peeled.
our club photographer, Rick Goosens, has pictures up on goosens.ca, GOOSSENS.ca, goosens.ca. Click on curling, and you can see some great action shots from the ice for the event.
Kurt! Kurt! Hard! Hard! Hard!
Very nice.
And that
Stellar.
is a great shot.
Great shot.
A
That's
run
exactly what the
back
doctor ordered.
double. Yeah.
And that'll bring the 2 back in play. These guys are going to go really hard for their deuce. That can make it happen again. Get 4 foot cleared out a little bit. Make 1 more of those, and then you can come around your corner guard on your next one and take the play away from the 4 foot again.
You find this ice is really nice to throw runs on?
No. 4.
There. Top 8. Top
pretty
8.
good.
4, 5. Right on the
Get a
edge.
piece buried around that yellow so that you can't play the
Yep. Hard.
Mission accomplished. Really good.
Good.
I think we're going to see the yellow coming back, or just a straight up red
I'd be
softer
tempted
weight
just to
double.
hit the hit that, stick in the rings, even over in the side 12 foot. Then Key's got to make a decision. Are you going to ignore second shot? Or you guard?
Oh, I have a request for us to repeat the URL for the pictures. So the URL for the pictures is Goosens, GOOSSENS.ca, and then click on the curling tab.
It's Goosen's common spelling. I'm allowed to say that because my name.
Hard! Whoa,
Yes, of
whoa,
course.
whoa! Morgan!
Any of us who've grown up with or married into a name that requires spelling can always ask those questions. My maiden name is Jesty, Jesty, so I had to spell that a few times.
Decision time for Team Key.
Oh, and on Twitter, we have Perry Marshall requesting once again the URL for the pictures. GOOSSENS.ca. Click on the tab curling. I think if you're watching the game on YouTube, you can also just rewind slightly.
Shoot up safe!
Then you might miss something.
Center.
You might.
You wouldn't want that.
Okay. Kurt. Stay close, Matt. Stay
4,
close.
5, 4.
Hold on.
It's more. It's more. 5,
How much? Yep.
5, 6.
Matt.
Okay, so this has got a bit more weight, and it's really curling. And instead of playing the
Not a
front
bad plan B.
tuck, the plan B looks pretty good too, because the slash double means Calwell's going to roll out. And back to your 45-degree angle thing, the thin double's not really available. So he's going to just try and hit and roll and sit second and third shot, which will really make Key have to consider what he's going to do, because I can guarantee you he does not want to give up a 3 this end.
Yeah, he's got to move something out of the rings here.
Try and keep
on
that.
his next one if he can stick this around.
Yep. Whoa. Little room. Close. Yep. Real hard. Yeah. Whoa. Yep.
Wow. That changes everything.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Yep. Even if we wick, it's not awful. I mean, if we get there, it's really nice and he has to run. Yep. Yeah, higher than 4. I think there. I think so. I know. Okay. I like that.
They're referencing that spot they played 4 ends ago. We saw this out turn draw many times. And early it was over curling, and late they overthrew it a bit and it ran straight on them. So they're trying to reference back then, and if it'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
I think you'd like to. Well, not quite
Not
the
much
shadow,
left.
I guess. More the Colleen Jones Christmas tree. Try and stagger the tight guard to the top 8 one that he's about to throw to the shot rock.
So
that they can't
there's
hit.
no
and stick
nose hit on
no
anything.
Nose hit. Yeah, exactly. Really difficult to stick the shooter.
So not only is curling a physically demanding sport, but you can tell how mentally demanding it is. They're talking about shots from 4 ends ago, which is an hour ago. And everybody's got to remember what it did. So this is a little light at a hand, I think, and therefore they're getting that early break point.
This is a break.
It's not there.
This is a break for Calwell. That was opportunity wasted, but
Jen, I don't know if you've got a stopwatch yet. You should pull it out because
Okay, I will.
Sorry.
in the last 3 or 4 ends of
The speed might change a bit.
yep.
Well, if I was playing, I would have a stopwatch on that, and since I'm commentating, I will get a stopwatch.
Got to do that.
What if we do this? Get a little inside. What do they play? They just play this hit?
They play the freeze. Give us one.
Okay.
Or that.
I don't mind rolling here or rolling.
So the Calwell team's having a
You gotta
little
roll
team
first.
powwow
You
right
gotta
now,
roll first.
talking about when we do this, what are they going
Gotta
to
be
do?
first.
And that's
Yeah, you gotta be first.
exactly
I like
what
going here.
the kind of
Let
discussion
them
they
see
should
what
be
they play
having.
off of it. You're going to get a ton of finish.
There's 3 rocks left,
You'll get a
and they
ton.
need to
Okay,
see
let 'em throw
what the
that,
map looks
or
like for
that.
all 3 of them.
yep.
That's a yellow, and that red there, that's our yellow
Like
again.
he has to stick it.
He's making a good. If we sit good two, right on the pin. If we do that,
You won't be sitting 2. You'll be sitting 1.
This rock has to go
That's
off.
rolling out all game.
Just,
This is
just get it
six we
there.
going.
Just there. Which means you'll have to hit it there. So just like that. Just get
Yeah.
control. Just a hair roll in.
Just a hair roll. Just make it so that he can't.
I guess it's going to go like a full rock.
Yeah, I saw my one.
Now, could you tell us about that commentary, guys?
Yeah, good point from Kurt. They just threw the shot before, so they're throwing the exact same weight, exact same line. They should know exactly, should they release it this time, what this rock's going to do. They're concerned with playing the slash double in the front is that they're going to roll out and leave an opportunity for Team Key to come around and make a rock top button even better. So they're trying to just roll a couple inches into the button area. Could have opted to open up the front as well. Their yellow rock was going to come into the rings. Close to nose, I think.
They were hoping for a little inside roll, which they didn't get, but that was the control weight takeout, I would say, for that team.
Even if we know it's not the end of the world.
Nose might be better than rolling anything at all. If you roll a rock, you're going to leave that double for 2, right? Nose might be your best option.
Board? Okay.
So Doug's going to throw a board weight hit, so similar sort of weight to what Calwell team just threw.
Can afford to roll probably 4 inches in towards the button area without giving up a deuce. Any more than that,
And they've got a pretty straight stack double that will bring that yellow roll over in the 12-foot into play.
Board!
Board at hand.
Pull it. Little solid. Whoa! Little solid.
I would even be considering
close,
rolling out
Kurt.
a rock or 2 here. Make them draw the 4-foot against 2.
Not now. Not now.
They
Now
get
they
if
want it
get
to curl,
nose,
though.
Get to nose. Perfect.
Real nice.
That double.
It's there for 1 anyways.
Well, Matt's looking at a lot of different options. He's thinking about playing a
That's real
double
thin.
run. What kind of weight he could play to make the double and save the shooter.
Won't be dragging much.
You just like doing that?
I think this is it. Unless you do like board and just.
What do you guys like?
I think you've got to turn around and look at the scoreboard in this situation.
And they call a timeout.
They like a timeout, is what
They
they
like a
like.
timeout. They're going to look for
Yes,
some
you get your
advice from
so firm
Team
there.
Tom, or Team Tom, from Coach Tom.
That's still super thin.
See what he thinks. Maybe it's also just to manage the clock a bit, but I'm
I
sure
think-
they're looking
no,
for some
you have to
input.
throw weight.
If you hit it thin, can you potentially just nick that?
You're hitting here.
Or the bottom?
I think you've got
Listen
to
to
turn
them.
around and
You're
look
rolling
at the
on it.
scoreboard and take your run. Play the thin double and run.
It's either that or play like
Back line to that, but that's really hard to
get that and bump it.
The run?
I'm just wondering if
The run.
you have to get a hair.
Well, if you
Run's
hit
tough, I think.
Hair high.
It gets cold.
It's not there.
It's almost.
Like that?
Do you think nose goes straight back for the 2?
Nose might get it.
Do we like
Nose to hair high.
Okay, just think. It's the 8th handle. We need to do a score, right?
Yeah.
If you play the double, we get our 1.
That's still really hard. That's still pretty hard.
Both of them are.
Both of them are hard.
It's okay. It's whatever Matt wants to
I
try.
did.
If we hit one of the
Really
reds out, we're only
technical
giving
that
him 1.
one.
A quiet tap if you're only going for 1.
That run, I think you hit that red nose, you might have both. I think you nose, you get them both.
Alright, that's it.
I like it.
Okay.
Still firm appeal.
Whatever you like.
For
Whatever
the
makes it
run,
easier for you.
try and make a deuce out of this. So Cody, as a coach, you've been called out on the ice. I've been called out on the ice as a coach. I know that teams I've coached, we have a process for a timeout. I found that timeout, there was a lot of talking. Yeah. So we'll see how that works for them.
I think we get 2.
As long as everybody buys into the shot and it's clear, I guess it's all good.
I think nose is close to getting both of those reds going.
Maybe just a touch
Pretty
ice.
tough to stick the shooter. The yellow rock being run back is going to be spinning off the top button one.
We saw this a few ends ago. They played a
exactly.
shot where they asked him to come in and play the thin and up and over the vent.
Whoa! Yeah!
He hasn't underthrown it.
Stick!
Good
A
enough.
lovely shot for one.
Very good. Mission accomplished.
I'm like, they're behind me. They got it.
So again, the key team, they're nodding. They're happy with that.
Yeah.
The Calwell team is obviously very happy with that. Tied, playing 9.
Yeah, curled the hair too much. That's all it was.
Saying
So I
curl the
think-
hair too
yeah,
much.
I think-
Have it,
You
it'll
need to
pull
curl.
it down.
You want to get the tighter rock to come
Yeah.
back into the top one first.
Yeah.
Needed to curl another inch-ish.
They were obviously very prepared to play that aggressively to try and get that deuce. So.
Yep.
But they can watch back on YouTube and check those angles out again.
So it's a 2-end game.
So, the Calwell key to this rock is it has got to be in front of the rings. If that rock ever were to slip into the rings, the blank is essentially a gimme unless somebody falls over on the key team. But they have done a great job, and Matt Pretty's put it right on the logo. Mike Hope Remax logo.
So close for 2.
Oh, and that shot pumped the Calwell team up again. Looks like our lead, Matt Pretty, might be a bit of a cheerleader for this team. He's got a good big smile going. So, Key's response to that center guard is the draw to the wing.
I like it.
Yeah, that was kind of a shot that was around for a couple seasons, then it went away, and now it's come back again, I find.
Well, we've certainly seen it in this tournament.
Yeah, for sure in this tournament. We see it in women's play. What about you guys in the men's level?
Not as often, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, as we used to. But I like it. If you're not confident with the tick shot in front, bringing the play into the 4-foot area this early is really, really risky. So they've got exactly what they wanted out of it. The opposition's chasing them out there. That hit and roll. I mean, yes, they've got 7 tries to make it, but it's a really difficult shot as well. So I like the draw to the wing. If you ever get a roll out, get to the opposition, not on this rock, but in one of the future ones, they'll peel out and have the hammer coming home. So
there's pressure on both teams to make this shot really precisely.
On that open draw, too, remember?
This is curling, but we know that spot grows, so that shouldn't be a shocker. And what a lovely roll Matt Pretty has made. What a pretty roll. Haha.
Very good.
Had to work that in.
I'm sure he's never heard it before.
Never. No. Just like my son, Hale Murphy. Never heard any jokes about that name.
There's your point, Teresa.
Close. Yep. Solid board. Yes. Yep. Hard. Good board.
He's going to show it to Teresa Easter.
Yep.
His son Kurt filling in.
Good board.
If he would have tipped the guard, it's still not a oof.
Well swept.
Wow.
Well swept.
I think there was a little like rub on the backside of that as it went by.
Great sweep there.
Straightened it out a bit.
Props to Mr. Cam on that one for getting it by. That's when you just put the nose down and keep breathing.
Pretty good sweep. New control.
And no longer anything for the second sweeper to do, but
Cheer him
encourage
on.
him.
Yeah. Oh,
You're doing a fine job, sir.
Team Richard or Team Richard is enjoying watching our curling and our commentary.
Whoa, skirt.
I enjoyed watching those lads over the past couple of years.
Yep, skirt. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 skirt. Close. Not.
A little surprised we didn't see the freeze out of that one. A chance to really put the force back in play. But now you've got, I mean, now you've put
Risk, eh?
Yeah,
The
well,
risk.
now you've rolled away. You've got to make that roll under again at some point in this end. They made it the first time so that they could set up that freeze.
They forgot that. So on the other sheets, Stephen Molnar and his Oakville squad are getting their sea legs, it looks like, and they're up 5-1 on the Singer team. The Cuddy team has scored a deuce finally, and they're up 5-4 versus James Harris playing the ninth end. And the Michaud team continues to advance the scoreboard, and they're 10-6 against Kieran Scott's team, who's hanging in there. And
Got to make a runner here, though. He's given up 2. He missed it.
And he missed it. So we've got a deuce if Kieran can hit the paint. Coming for the Scott team, and that'll make it a 2-point deficit without Hammer coming home, but nothing's impossible. You can't win unless you're still playing.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Oh, that was only Skip's first rocks on C. So I gave him 2 points too early, so we'll see what I manufacture 3 out of it.
Good sweep.
And so you can see that with that hit, the Key team was not interested at all in rolling behind that center guard, and they were sweeping hard to keep it out there because they feel if they roll in behind, it'll close down that scoring area again, and if the Calwell team opts to freeze.
Yeah, they're fully content on blanking this end. As long as they stay in the rings, they want nothing to do with that center guard. Calwell, on the other hand, will be going aggressively for the roll here, trying to get this as close to center as he can.
Matt, a little bit. All the way, Matt. All the way, Matt. All the way.
They got this a little out.
He's either way, he's still got nose, so.
That's all that counts. I got 2.
Control! Oh. Yep. Hard, Kurt. Hard, Kurt. You got it. You got it, Kurt. You got it. Right to
Oh, is Matt ever encouraging him, eh?
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Feels kind of helpless. I think it's been a learning exercise for all the front end players to sit there and watch. Even Gushu's team, when you saw when they first started the strategy.
Like the same.
The first half of the game, it was really hard for that second sweeper to stand there and not help out.
So true.
So 3 rocks to come for either team. Interesting to see if... You know Key's not going to make a move behind the center guard, that's for sure. But it'd be interesting to see if Calwell makes a move. It's his own center guard up there.
If there's ever a flash, which we're about to see.
Ooh.
Now.
Do you peel the guard?
Do you peel the guard?
Or do you draw open?
Or do you draw and say, I'm going to... Where do you go around?
That's what I wouldn't do.
No.
That would be plan F for me.
I concur. Let's go open or peel the guard. What do you want? What do you want, boys? You got to have a plan. Let's see if Coach Ray indicates any kind of timeout call over here.
Not like top 8 there.
He's leaned forward. He's indicated with his body language he's interested in this decision.
Guys, let's call time.
Oh, they're talking about calling time.
There it is.
So from the ice, the time is called.
Let's see if the coach makes the right call here.
Just peel the guard, take the blank.
Or you split the ranks.
Yeah. It is a high guard, but like, well, it's only a 2, but.
Alright. Objective of the end. Yeah. One of the blank is each other. Right. With that best one, 2.
Yeah.
Where can we put this rock? Where can't we put this rock?
You can't put it back button, I'll tell you that.
No, we can't put it back button.
I didn't name top 8's not even that good because they can go around it. Never.
Exactly.
I like splitting the rings if we're going to do that.
Yeah. I love
if he
splitting
goes,
the
Doug
rings.
can always get to it, but it's just a matter of do you want to throw a tough little hacker around our guard?
I think we want to say
Doug would love to. Doug would love to.
If we take the guard off, we're sure the hammer
It's a
comes
blank.
out. Right?
Yeah.
That's the other option.
That's good. I like that.
I like the peel.
I like that then.
Let's take it.
Awesome discussion. Awesome thought process. They said, what's the objective of the end? To blank. So, but they said now they have an opportunity, so should they go
Align
for
yourself. We got lots of time
it?
now.
Jason made a
so-
comment. The only place we really don't want to put it is back button. Everybody agreed, and they said even top 8 around the guard wasn't that bad because then, well, Calwell could potentially come right around that.
Here they've landed on it. Peel the guard.
I like this.
Yep.
I think even in junior curling, the odds of winning a game tied coming home with the hammer is probably 75% or better.
Especially with the boys, with their ability to throw the double peel and stuff. Yeah. And I mean, even. There you go. So yeah, it's curling's a funny game, right? Because you start with a plan.
Yeah, you play the stats, right? I mean, you like this, I think you give yourself about a 75% chance or better of winning this game. If you draw open,
and make
Calwell's going to play the stats, and he says if I give up 2 here and just hit out the end, for me to take 2 in 10 and then steal 11, that's probably low, under 20% to win that game. So he is then going to go around the center guard.
It's back to what we talked about earlier. Sometimes you force them into that one shot.
Exactly.
You only give them one option. You only had one job.
So Team Calwell's miss in the last, the flash in the last block really didn't hurt them at all. They weren't looking really good at a force or a steal the way it was set up. It looked like they were going to hit out the end anyway.
Yeah. So no change for them.
No change for them.
They make a lovely roll though. The middle one.
I don't like throwing here. Yeah.
We gotta wear the booty.
Here, Les. Yep.
So we have just skips rocks left. So Doug can hit and roll out here or nose hit. It's really quite irrelevant. It's all about what he does with his last one.
Make contact.
Yeah.
I like those ones.
Yeah.
Roll the wing is perfect.
Oh no! After giving, I was wrong. Scott didn't have hammer there. On sheet C. Here I was giving him points. He didn't have hammer.
Well then.
Oh, they haven't posted. We missed what happened. Thank you. Oh yeah. We're a little bit asleep.
Ooh, they're not going to be pleased with this.
Who? The key team?
Oh, I thought
That
it
was his first rock. Pay attention.
I
don't know who has hammer on another sheet.
cameras.
You don't know who's. Yeah.
I'm running. You keep running the cameras here.
Okay. Perfect.
It's all right.
Tick plate over on sheet C. Oh, I was right. He generated a 3. However, the machine. Oh gosh, that is a barn burner over there. 10-9 after 9 ends. Scott throws a perfect center guard, and Jamie Waters makes a perfect tick. So we're down to 1 guard available for them.
3 force 3 to go to the 10th end. 1. Wow.
I'll give you guys the same throw.
I think the coach will be replaying strategy for the last 3 ends with them.
Well, I think for both teams. I mean, even if Scott doesn't manage to figure out a way to win this game, I think they should look at the positives and figure out how did we manage to generate 2 threes. Okay, Doug, big shot. That's the one we talked about. That is the one you didn't want.
So what I said a minute or 2 ago.
Yeah. I had that happen to me last year in a semifinal at the Scotties. See what happens.
You lost the hammer and the timer.
The silver lining is you're up 1 without coming home.
Which wins?
Which
the majority.
Yeah, which wins the majority of the time.
Do you like sink first?
His 80 to 85% chance maybe came down to a 60 to 65% chance.
And maybe at the junior level, 50 to 55. But
slower.
Still in a good shape. I'm sure if you asked him before this game,
would he take one?
Take one up with?
Without. Probably say yeah. One up with is better.
Good game either way.
5, 4, 6.
5, 4,
5,
6.
6. We're there. Hold on.
It is close.
Come on. No. Okay.
This rock
Jason.
is going to be in a really great spot.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't drop behind the pin. A little
They
deeper.
love it. Love it 2 or 3 feet higher.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be moved very far not to be shot anymore.
It's going to be an interesting decision. If they go short, the game is on. If they go in, then they're chasing the rest of the end because Calwell's automatically going to be able to move things around and tap them around. So
this has got to be a short call with the second one, I think. But then I think Calwell's response to that has got to be to come around with enough weight to move that into the back button. If he opts to just freeze, that often just ends up making your life difficult as the end progresses.
Right on your brim.
Mine's okay. Little finish if you
Right
can.
the plus. Right the plus.
Okay, well done.
good start.
2 almost perfect shots to start, and a tight guard is requested from Curtis Easter. So Mom Teresa's crossing her fingers at home.
This team, hey.
Brendan Craig and Team Champ are looking for a shout out. I'm happy to give that. Brendan's one of our players in the alternate pool here this week, giving of his time to be on call if somebody needs a player.
Tell him to bring his crowbar tomorrow.
Yeah, so we really appreciate that. Joey Hart is also in the spare pool, and he's been called into play with Team Harris as their lead. Tyler Linehatcher had work commitments that he was unable to get out of until the weekend. And the third male spare is none other than Mississauga's own Hale Murphy. On the ladies' side, the women have been generous enough to donate their time are the Rebo twins, Sabrina and Bridget Rebo, as well as Grace Holyoke. So they're available if anything should happen to any of the
No
ladies'
slouches
teams.
there.
No.
That's awesome.
Mine's nice. Mine's good. Kurt's left. Room.
Okay, so here we go with that shot I talked about. Are they going to play it as a tap or are they going to play it as a freeze?
The tap to get a shot.
And it looks like the weight is...
Can't go.
No, they're playing it as the...
I think they wanted to tap. They just didn't have the line to keep sweeping, so they got off of it. Otherwise, they were side by side with the red, and that's even worse. Not terrible.
He has, those out turns, so they should stay a little straighter, but that went more like his in turn.
Mine's okay. Where are we? Jason's.
Lots of line he's saying. He wants Jason to finish this one in there. You really need to get this on the low side of the yellow.
Jason. Really got it.
Low side means the center line
really
side.
Even this short than locking it on the outside. It's going to be close.
Yep.
They got it.
Wow.
They got it there. Really well done.
That's nice. So that angle
Perfect
now.
weight helped that he was able to finish that.
Yeah. that changes the angle on those front rocks, so that when the red-yellow combo happens, the yellow doesn't stick right on the
It would have been
red
nice to
shot
curl
rock.
the hair more, but
Oh, Matt's looking for us.
Would have loved another inch. Would have loved another inch, because now it's still. I think it still drags.
It drags,
and
yeah.
sticks on there if you hit it on the left side.
Mhm.
As we're looking at it.
Well, we're not directly behind the sheet, so we count a little bit on the overhead cameras and a little bit on our tilted sideways glances.
Got room. I'm good.
There's another one they need to keep on the left side. Oh, it's bumping though.
Yeah.
They're moving things. It's gonna
If they could have frozen it on the outside left side, then you can sure it drags back into their center. But
They're changing the angles up.
that's yikes.
Yeah, no, that didn't help them out
By
because
yellow rocks.
yeah, those yellows should be gone pretty in due order. Oh, and a big steal of 4 by Team Molnar puts them in the win column with a 9-1 victory over the Singer team. So the Singer squad is our only winless team as yet, but that's a team that was successful last year. I think just finished shy of the playoffs, and I would expect to see them string together some wins before this event is over.
lose it. We're really good. Yeah. No, I just think this, Matt. Do you like?
So over on sheet B, looks like there was a force.
Okay.
And I was incorrect because the Cuddy team is undefeated or is winless as well. So they will be looking to pick up their first win.
What do you like?
Sheet B. So we'll see how this plays.
Know this.
And over on sheet C in the big end game, we've got a rock in the top 12 foot, a showed rock that Kieran Scott is going to use as a guard, I think, and try and get one buried in behind it.
He's throwing one more guard.
Looks like one more guard, yeah.
Big shot here from Mr. Hall.
Oh!
Label this.
Close! Yes!
And it's and it's perfect.
Good.
And he clears out that rock that was sitting a little bit back. Matt knows that was a good shot. He's happy with that. Oh, yes, fist pump.
Off.
However, it did let Calwell have a sniff at a hit and roll underneath. What he wants to make sure he does is actually not roll too far under and allow that red run back. So he really just kind of wants to Christmas tree this one in behind as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or even the roll under, you're going to be behind the
The
team,
T-line,
probably. A freeze. Freeze would be game over.
Yep, right here. Yep. Matt.
No, it's good.
Way above. Front board, roll under.
Roll under here, I think, would force Calwell into running the center back, making sure he can score this end.
Just forward. Lean then.
Big shot.
Just forward. Whoa! Whoa, skirt. Whoa! Matt! Hard, Matt! Oh, hard! Oh, hard!
Good shot.
I'm happy with that.
They're right here, high gets all of them.
They're talking about moving that center guard. Yeah, well, when all is said and done, Calwell does need to make sure that he has a shot to score in this end.
You're like just a hair. That's high.
The odds of winning the extra end without hammer aren't great, but you got to at least be trying to play it. So, so they recognize that the center is not their friend right now.
Yeah, unless they could get to that top 8 with a hack weight. I like this call. Hard to tell from where we're sitting.
Okay, so we got Kieran's last rock over here on sheet C. Gosh, there's a lot of rocks in place. So he put the guard, and then Missisauga actually used his top 12 rock and drew around it and made the shot that I'm sure Kieran wishes was still available to him.
Yeah. Oh, he played it perfect.
Oh.
You have to. The double peel wasn't there, so he.
So he's left it first. Kieran's got to try to somehow draw buried in a 1 foot spot spot, and
the weight's good. It's not curling.
What a lovely draw, but
What do you like
unfortunately it's really hard when you're bearing around a rock at the top of the 4-5.
I think he got half of it buried though.
Mm-hmm.
Misha's
like
got
it.
probably a half a rock,
We're set up
maybe
pretty
a bit
good.
more than half.
I mean, if we're playing for the force, that's the shot.
I like the guard. I'm just worried about that one at the side.
If we're playing for the force, Doug Key likes the hit on the yellow rock that's managed to hang on in there in the wings.
I'm fine if we play this, but if we're okay.
Let's go roar, right?
Yeah. Thing is, if we hit that one, then he can make the double and like roll behind the
I think it's
guard, right?
just this side of center being in
we
front of
have
this
to-
one.
We have to switch.
Yeah. Okay.
So Matt Hall is
Love the
suggesting we have to switch.
like
We
throwing
have
out
to switch,
still?
and what he means by that is a little bit offense. Switch to some offense from some defense.
Yeah.
And he loves the shot. So
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, it's interesting. This team today on their game earlier when we broadcast them, they had the mics on the back end, but this time they opted to go a front end and back end player. So it's a different perspective. It's great. Oh, and they're sweeping this hard
They're
on
good.
the Michaud team.
Never a doubt.
Never a doubt. Yeah.
Misha wins.
And moves to 3-0. Top of the leaderboard till this game's done. Where they'll be joined by the winner of this game.
Two is
And that
fine.
moves Kieran, I believe, to a 1-3. 1-2 record.
Key on this guard is to make sure you guard the higher one, the top 8 one.
Yes.
Can't give access to that one, give them a chance to sit 2 and 3.
The headstone is the one you're guarding at this.
Otherwise, then you've got to chase on your next one. See, this is over curled a bit.
Mm-hmm.
If Calwell chases that top 8 one with a hack waiter, sits 2 and 3, then Key's going to be chasing him on the next rock.
Exactly. So he's back to saying maybe we should just run everything into the pile and keep that scoring area open for us.
Didn't even look at it, did he?
No, great if you make it, but you've only got 3 more rocks to come after this one.
Just heads up, guys.
Go,
Go.
And they're calling for an early sweep.
Good shot.
Oh, and it's still in the house. Wow. What an incredible shot.
That is a great shot. That's where we wish we had these two in play.
No kidding. That's amazing.
I think it's better than they called it.
You couldn't have played it any better.
No.
There's no other way to get all 3 of those
That's
reds
flat out
out.
as good as it gets.
And what it's
He's
forcing.
guarded.
Oh my goodness! So Doug now has to go out and deal with this yellow rock because they can't afford to leave a rock in the rings, which gives
don't mind that.
Calwell the free pass at the come around. And I was talking about playing a freeze. Jeepers! If I was going to play the freeze, I'd just
You have a lot more
play
tolerance
the
for the center.
come around.
Yeah. With ice that curls 5 feet, not that difficult to get buried. And you could be anywhere from full 12 to full 4 and be pretty good shape.
Oh, that goes out first. Yeah.
That's interesting. You say if we strike that red stone, it hits the sideline before it strikes the yellow stone. There's no hit there.
So why are they looking at it?
I like this.
They're just wishing the sheet was 2 feet wider.
The good news is, if even if you don't make this perfect, as long as your shot rock,
Yep.
Calwell's probably going to chase it and leave you a double back. Or if there's no double, you still got the center line guard to come around on your last one.
I can't believe that yellow stain.
So that's what we all love about this sport is there's the back end of the Calwell team and Jason Cam talking about what a great shot that was, you know, and they're all like, yeah, it was.
Got to give credit where credit's due.
Well, the fans are definitely watching this game in the lounge here. We got a lot of light. They're saying the weight's good, but no, it's out in the fresh stuff. It's running pretty
Cruising
good.
too, yeah. It's got to stay for shot. It's got to stay for shot.
Kurt is ready to sweep, but he's managed to get shot rock out of it. So it's interesting. So Matt could just walk up and just play the camera on himself, right?
Yeah. Skips deuce.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you have to draw, because if we do this, he already has to draw.
So he's thinking it through again. He's seeing how he wants those last few rocks to play out.
It's either that or do this. If he doesn't make the draw, then we just get 2 or 3. Right? Play that.
Good news for Calwell is if he plays the hit, that guard is probably high enough that he'll be able to access any come around that Key makes with a soft weight shot. Not that it'll be easy. And you're at least putting the ball in Key's court to make something good. I don't mind this call. Yep. Puts the pressure on Key. He's always going to have a shot. He's running back his own round. He's yellow guard.
Yeah. And he won't have to stick it because he's got that.
He's got 2 counters
he's got
already.
this favor over there, yeah.
The room runs nice.
So over on sheet B, the Harris squad, who's trying to manufacture steel, has some guards. They're drawing, but Russell Cuddy and squad have a counter on the side button. So see how that works. So this is that arching spot going away. Intern. It 2 curls.
Behind the center is not good.
That is not where they wanted. It's interesting how they were happy and trying really hard to roll that there. But you and I were
left
kind of
it
like,
wide open.
Leave it wide open. Because a freeze back here, both those guys are gone and you're back to your force.
If it's a wide open back 8, there's no freeze anywhere.
Yeah.
Taking the intern here.
Yeah, and they're playing that straight draw that we talked about.
And options too. I mean, if the weight's not there, then they can play the straight come around.
Sometimes it looks good to be buried. Sometimes it looks good to be shot. But it's always what it looks like at the end. At the completion of the end.
Yep. We'll see. Lock it on here, and we're probably going to an extra.
Yeah.
Big shot here.
Oh,
Mr.
they're going to
Key.
be late for the banquet.
Will the girls wait up for them?
The girls are late for the show.
Who plays early tomorrow?
Girls. Girls are on at 9. Girls have the 9-5, and boys have the 1 and 9. So the sweepers are going to have to be heads up on this. Line is
Gotta go back,
and
guys.
wait.
It's the same time.
The perfect
Line's
free is
closed.
always a tough
Line
shot.
only, line only.
So they're talking line only, so they like the weight. They're coming into the slide pass. Keep it moving.
Over curling, if anything.
We know it finishes hard in the house. I think it's a pretty good shot.
As good as it gets.
Yeah. He's happy with that. If he'd walked it down, he would have put it there.
Yep.
So when Team Calwell watches the replay of this game, they'll reconsider that rule. Maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, question for you. Given, what do you think the percentages of winning in an extra end?
At men's elite, women's elite, junior men, junior women.
Junior men.
Do you have a number? Do you have a stat?
I'm thinking 20-ish%.
Yeah, I'd say that.
What do you think the chances of him making that red in off on the outside? If it's better than 20%,
yeah, should consider playing it.
Consider playing it. It's for the win. Set line to back 8.
Quarter, guys, quarter.
I know that we've talked about it as a team, and we recognize the chances of stealing an extra end are pretty slim. So if you got any chance for 2,
I think. I mean, in men's elite play, we would have played that red.
Because the chances are less than 20.
But these guys didn't look at it. They're confident. They like their chances in the extra, which is fine.
Yeah. Okay, extra end it goes.
Great pressure draw.
And the coaches get an opportunity to go out and chat with their team. So.
It's already broken down.
I'm going to need a rewatch.
Well, make it worse. Church, take it down this way.
Thanks. Get up for the hit.
I get it. Do what you like.
Yep.
And then he rubs on. Yep.
Wait, so yes. I think we kind of got it for a hack with how much it's curling. I mean.
So I just drink when I'm frustrated. So I've been frustrated pretty much this game.
My grip is down there. Morgan, I'm using your grip, dude.
Where's the? Oh, there it is.
We can look through your leg. Well,
extra fun. What? I told you I wanted a hammer.
Great game.
Dude, I had to do that. And not blank the ninth then, right? Yeah. Well,
hopefully not.
Make it interesting.
But
make it interesting.
we going?
Yeah, we'll be screwed if we're doing that.
That's what I'm thinking.
Go 3.
So just so the boys can have a little laugh, the mics are on when you're in the bathroom, I just was told by a viewer.
Still make it, John?
I missed it.
Yeah, I wasn't listening.
Good thing we're not wearing our mics.
Yep, exactly.
Ken.
Looks there for sure.
We can, yeah, we can.
So, in all the excitement of that last rock draw by the Calwell team, I did put a clock on it. It was 15 seconds. Oh, the heads are hanging though because Matt has inadvertently thrown his first rock for the 3 guard zone into the rings. So, you know.
The bonus of the 4 rock rule, you get a chance to try it again.
20 years ago, that would have been really bad.
I don't mind
95, but we're in 2016, so he's got another chance. So not ideal, but not dead yet.
The rock's still high enough, though, that Curtis needs to make sure he gets this right out of play.
Yeah.
Leaves it in the top 12. That's still a guard with ice that curls as much as this one does. So this needs to get out of there.
Whoa, Matt!
Oh, they're crossing it now.
Hard Matt!
On the other way.
Hard Matt! Oh!
Yeah, so these guys are smart enough to recognize that. They don't. Every rock and play in an extra end benefits the team without hammer. Remember that.
Pretty big to stick around there, though. I mean, with
Yeah.
only 1 guard, if you can only get something half buried on his last rock, then that means
safer.
Doug doesn't have to stick around on his last rock. If he has an opportunity to hit, he can throw as much weight as he wants. That's a long ways down the road, though. They got a few shots to make before that happens.
Now here's what happens. So Matt was a little strong on his first one, so he makes the adjustment on the second one, puts the sweepers to work, and gets it over. So that rock is essentially not really a guard, other than it's going to keep them busy.
Yep. Yeah, they'll use that as a guard for their next guard.
Correct.
Instead of coming top 4 on their second's first rock, they'll have to throw another halfway to take guard.
Yeah, just cleaning.
And they will spend the rest of the end trying to not set up a double peel.
If Curtis could ever make this one,
Real
I like
close.
their chances.
Jason!
Yeah, so they're playing the tick. This is a long guard, and we know the finish is all late.
Go right through.
I got it, Jason. Take a break.
Broom placement is tricky on this. Because you can see that coming through, that came right through the button.
That's all right,
but-
yep. Yeah, you got to think about 10 feet less space for it to curl.
I gave an O because Russell Cuddy was throwing a guard and hogged it. Although there's so many rocks in play over there, I'm not sure how that guard team is going to change something.
Coming home, this isn't the way the coach drew it up.
Yeah, there are 5 yellow Harris rocks trying to steal out front, 1 in the top 8 foot, and 2 Cuddy rocks parallel on the T line.
What if they just stay in play?
Are they playing the 6 rock?
Or are they in an extra?
They're in the 10th end. On sheet B,
Yeah.
it's the 10th end. Harris is trying to steal, and with his last rock, he somehow has to play a double run. Yeah, just a double run.
Yeah, no.
Just a double run.
They're all like they're all like from this side.
10 feet between them.
Okay, peel time.
I do not put my I won't bet against James making the shot, however. Okay, so they're not even interesting. They didn't opt to throw another guard. They tried to come in.
I think the call was a guard.
Okay.
They had to finish for line.
Yeah,
it was
sorry.
wider. It wasn't going to get buried.
Got excited watching the
Kurt.
8 rock free guard zone over there.
Good.
Peel it is, guard peel, guard peel. Yep, on, off. Joey Hart, super spare. And as I said, don't bet against James Harris. He makes it. So it's wide open, however. So Russell's
Just
going to
hit it off the nose so that the double run staggered enough that.
But he saw smiles that he made that. It's always good as a skip to.
Made him throw his last one.
Yep.
That's good, Matt.
We're going to see several guards and peels for both these teams. Covering that rock in the top 8 really isn't that important.
No, they're not guarding that rock. They're just getting another
center
guard.
line.
And if this one gets hogged, I'm afraid we might see a broom bang.
Okay, whoa. Hard!
Good grunt by Matt Pretty. He's got a little bit of aggression to get out for throwing that first rock of his ring, so he's like, I screwed up,
You
I'm
got
going to
7
sweep
marks
hard.
to redeem yourself to let
I
the
will
aggression
never
out.
stop.
Like this. Just get rid of it.
I can see only 2/3.
Okay, so Russell's last rock's on the
Hey,
way.
normal's fine. Normal's
And
fine.
not a brush to it, and he rubbed the rock coming through the hole. How unfortunate for them. That is a really great team that does not deserve the 0-3 record that they currently have. And not only a great team, but a really nice young man. I mentioned earlier, Russell came over and thanked us first thing this morning for his experience so far. So I will continue to cheer for them.
Shot there. You got to throw a guard around that guard again because that 1 inch over the hog line is not doing you any favors.
No.
Just yet. So halfway to tight, dead buried around that yellow is the objective here.
Yep. Nice, sweet.
So that, from a standings perspective, moves Cuddy to an 0-3 record and Harris to a 2-1 record.
Good.
Nice.
Lower room. Mine's good.
Important to get this buried no matter how deep it is, whether it's top 12 or halfway. It just needs to be right behind that yellow.
No double peel.
Oh, just down from the sign. Just down.
Good.
Perfect. Much usable guard now. They're going to straight peel the
Gotta
top
go for
one.
the high one.
And someone states the obvious, we have to go for the high one. So they shall.
Yep.
Solid leg drive out of the hack, a little hip askew, and shot made. They're playing the camera in?
No, they're throwing another one.
Oh, they're throwing it long, yeah. Oh.
Yep, guard the guard. They need that guard.
What are we at? Vice is last? Cody and I might play the camera in.
I would be tempted. That's the reason the last one was so good is because the guard
was
you're coming
so
over inch over the hog line.
It's hard to throw it back in that spot.
You can repeat that, good on you.
Yeah. And as soon as you tighten up that distance, you make that double peel easier. So, you whip one around onto the top 4, they're going to peel it, you're going to guard a guardable rock. Now you're going to group your stones for a double peel.
Yep.
All right, Jason.
It's not easy. Well, it's pretty good high guard, but it is there. It's you're going to give this a good run for sure. If you make it, you're going to have a much easier shot on your last. So.
You like in?
Take a second.
So they're playing the intern. I love watching the body language sometimes.
Close. It's close. Boom.
Oh,
very nice.
Hand deals with the one in the ring. That is a great shot. I know it might not look like some that he took his own rock out, but that rock is not helping them.
Nope.
Yeah, they still got another red biter anyway.
Exactly. So a little back at you, Kurt Armstrong gave Jason props for that shot. If you recall, Kurt made a great
I was throwing there and you only got that.
run back that moved a lot of rocks, and Jason just did the same thing.
What?
A well-curled curling game is a pleasure to watch.
No, absolutely.
And we've seen one of those here today.
We have.
A lot of good shots.
Nobody's getting back there. to
Force
see the
efficiency is
person
pretty good in this game.
sprinting
Yeah.
Scoreboard.
Yep.
If you're going, if your stats perfect,
Yeah.
force, blank, force,
Yeah.
blank, force.
No deuces.
No steals
steals, no
either,
deuces,
which is
yeah.
looks like is what it's coming down to here. Caldwell's trying to find a way to probably make his opposition face 2 on his last one. If you can tuck a piece behind that red or freeze to it, get a miss, then the opposition could be facing 2 yellows on their last.
And if they ever...
That's the best you can hope for really at this point.
Yeah. I love it. The intensity, no stopwatch, but Matt Hall is following this rock on the sidelines right down so he can check out the speed that it's moving at. He's using his kinesthetic knowledge by moving his body.
What a freeze.
Oh.
What a stellar
Are you
effort.
kidding me?
They're saying it's still red.
There's no way
They're
of
not
telling
sure.
from here.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're standing over it that close, and they can't tell. There's no. What a brilliant effort.
They have a half of inch to work with right there to make that freeze, and he found it.
Yep.
Okay.
So Doug, it looks like from my view, red still shot. So Doug's like, I'm going to go over here.
I like the draw.
Yeah, draw.
I mean, you could try and blast it. Best case scenario, you're hitting an open rock for the win. Worst case scenario, that yellow could end up in the forefront.
Yeah, you stuff it in the forefoot and then throw a guard on top of it.
Yeah. I think this
I like
is
the draw.
close to what you threw in that freeze last time. So, like
Know it for your last one.
To the path, I think.
Matt chiming in with some good guidance there.
Absolutely. Like Janet mentioned, he followed the last draw, that last draw down the whole way, so it's a good idea what this is going to do.
So this is
He is
not
lucky to have such good keepers.
yeah, this is not a line shot. This is strictly a weight shot. You got both brushes going. A little hop and puff on the mic.
Just interesting. You could, yeah.
Drive around it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That is
they
too
wanted
high.
that rock sitting just above the tee line. Anything
can go
deeper, they would freeze to it. Anything higher, they're going to use it as a guard. They have to.
They can get fully buried around that top 4, no problem on this ice.
Right, and they will shrink Doug's scoring area for his last one to the forefoot.
He's probably not feeling great having thrown that just top 12 pounded the whole way.
That was a tough path to throw. He was in the slide path the whole way down the ice. He was on the edge of the forest. That rock never left the 4-foot area. That's the slowest path on the ice for sure right now. Not that he really had a choice. He wasn't going to draw to the 4-foot right to the button.
I'm actually going to put the clock on this one.
That was something the sweepers and him maybe should have chatted about before.
Put the clock on this one because it's the same kind of path, and
Yeah.
see what
Cole's gonna do the same
11
path.
inch
This is going to be a
holds
slower
up.
path than the one he just threw. Just needs to make the adjustment.
Yeah, and his guys swept that one the whole
Yeah,
way too.
yeah. So he needs to add probably 6 or 8 feet to this one.
Yeah, because he's heading all.
He's got lots of rotation on it, which helps too with the weight, right?
This is.
He was not wide.
He was not.
Never leave it.
Yeah, it's
call
curved
that a
towards the
tap.
lines go good. So that's 15 at the
It's good if they're by. It's great if they're by.
They're by.
Keep going.
Wow, what a great shot. And
That was a good effort.
that is 14.98 at the Hogs.
Great effort by
It was
this
a
guy.
1-foot run.
Yeah,
for Doug
I think
Key.
the 1 foot run's a bit easier than the draw. Well,
Interesting.
it skips call, right?
He
It
took
is indeed.
no time to tap the broom for the draw.
And then his-
I don't know if he changed his mind or if
Vice helped him
Jason
out?
helped him out a little bit there, but big difference if they're shot on over on the side too. If you
Yeah.
want to stick this.
Yeah, if they're shot on the side, which I think they are. Yeah, it's hard to miss this one, really. Sorry, can I jinx it?
But you're right. No, these guys have been throwing these hits really accurately.
Yeah.
It's
So-
a pretty good indication right out of his hand.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be a preview of a playoff game, but if it is, it'll be entertaining come Sunday. Either way. And they got
You don't
Matt
sound
going.
too worried. You don't sound too worried.
No. Brings her up. And, well played.
That was a fantastic game.
It was a great game. I'm glad this ended up being the feature sheet for this evening from the Missisauga Golf Country Club. Cody Moss, Jana Murphy. We'll throw it over to you, Hugh Murphy.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. I really do appreciate you taking a few hours out of your day to commentate on what was really a fantastic match between the Calwell crew and Doug Key's crew. Signing off from Curling Zone. We're looking forward to another game tomorrow morning. Women's draw at 9 o'clock in the morning. Signing out.
Thanks for watching Live Stream Curling. Brought to you by CurlingZone.com. Everything curling.